I should have unmuted me first. We're gonna save all that for later. We're just gonna get right into it. There's no need to wait. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are here for another Stormcast. I'm here with my co-host Geronimo. How you doing, bro?
Doing great, man.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. A lot to talk
Mhm.
about.
Oh yeah.
So guess what? Spoiler alert: we ain't doing no icebreaker. So
I think we can skate right past and get to the
Yeah.
yeah,
main thing.
we can skip over the icebreaker. Then we got the usual suspect, my boy, my brother from the Wing in It podcast. Jack, how you doing, man?
Hey, look, man, coming in from this war we fighting on Twitter.
Man, put your
uh,
guns away for now.
yeah,
We'll go back. We'll let the next platoon go back in about 5 hours. Then we'll be back at it.
right.
Oof. Yeah, I've been
Mm,
on there more recently, seeing, and I'm just like, man, this is bad as I thought. Oh, that
it's
dude
wild,
turned somebody the number after that direct on Tuesday or
Right.
man.
Wednesday.
It is just wild how nasty is gotten, and it's amazing how I'll give them this. I'll give them this. Sony fanboys, and I don't even know if it's Xbox fanboys. I
Oh,
haven't.
yeah, it is.
Is
Yeah,
it?
They're always in the mist. They just try
they in
not
the
to
mix
put on
somewhere.
their green Xbox hats talking because they know things
It's
ain't
so
looking too dicey there either.
yeah, it's so crazy that y'all want to step out and y'all want to smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
We don't
Like
want us talking about you
right.
and your
right.
console, man.
Why any other
Who
time?
is this?
Don't do
Like,
it.
right? Who is this? Where you come from? You got nerve
Sheesh.
to talk. Um, yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like they coming in full force. But we still eating. So, welcome everybody. Thank you everybody for coming through. It looks like we got pretty much a full house today. We already got 40 people online. That's great. That's
Nice.
great. That's great.
I was
Yeah,
more.
we're moving. We're moving. We're doing some things.
Oh yeah.
Um, so y'all know how this goes.
Oh okay.
Before we
Hmm.
can jump right in, we got to go ahead and say the prayer so we can start out. So Father God, thank you for allowing us to come here today to gather us so that we can talk about the things that we love in a good, healthy environment. We thank you for everything that you've given us, and as we move forward with this podcast. We just thank you for just the fun that we're just about to have and the conversations with our brothers and sisters. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All
Amen.
right. So, what's up, everybody? Levon in the building. Joycey, the first time. So super side note. Way side note. This clip note way off on the side. I wasn't even expecting to talk about this. But the first time that I seen Joycey was last week. Was it last week? No, it was just a couple days ago. On the Nintendo Prime podcast, and it's so crazy because you always see like you always see a subscriber or something like that, you know, in the chats. But
Hmm.
then like you actually see them, you like, oh, that's them, that's them.
Right.
Oh, you know, like, they real, you know, like they weren't
Right.
real before, like
That's
they weren't
that's
going back
actually
and forth.
ironic. I think I saw. What was it? Earlier this week. I don't know. I think it was just on my homepage on YouTube. It gave me I don't know if y'all are familiar with what's his name, Paul Gale Network
Yep.
Mhm.
on Twitter. Yeah, and he had a show. I didn't know he had a channel. He was doing like a live stream, and I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, he has a
Hmm.
show. And I got on there, and I saw Joycey J on there too. I was like, is that?
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
I
I
saw
didn't
Joyce
say
J here
nothing.
first, and then I remember seeing her over on Prime's channel too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching Prime to me. I gotta get back on his channel, but
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, oh, that's actually ironic, Storm. That's super ironic. Everybody's out here. That's awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, it was awesome to see her on the channel and talking back with the chat and everything.
Hmm.
So what up, Joycey? Brent Smith, our moderators are in the building holding it down for us. Dark Void, Brand Smith holding it down. Exodia, Squared is in the building. We got a bunch of people in the building. So
Travell in there too.
thank you all for coming through, man. So let's not even waste. Let's not even waste any time. Um, how did y'all feel about? Nah, let's not even do that. We're gonna start. We're gonna start from the beginning. We're gonna start from the very beginning.
Okay.
We got the introduction to the Switch 2 presentation, and first off the bat, you already know what it was. Mario Kart World.
Mhm.
How
Man,
y'all feeling about
That trailer had me flabbergasted. I was like, what? They were cooking up all of this?
because I hear
Holy smokes.
I didn't guess it. I tell you that much because I remember us having conversations of where did they go next? Because it was the same conversation we were having with Smash. Like,
Mhm.
what else do you do with Mario Kart? My only suggestion really was like having commentators and having like the flowers do the color commentator. I did not think
Yep.
open world Forza Horizon Mario Kart was gonna be.
Forza Horizon Mario Kart direction is actually so brilliant. I was
Yeah.
I was actually upset. I didn't even think of the possibility.
Yeah,
Well, after the direct, but I was just like, wow, that just makes so much sense.
because it's so crazy because we always think like in the confines of how they already had it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you build on top of what we already have in that aspect, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
just thinking about that, like, and two, I was the same way too. So I was telling Jack this when we was talking behind the scenes in the treehouse was like Game Explain was talking about, you know, they were like doing the analysis of, you know, different scenes from the original Mario Kart World before we knew what it was. And like they're like, could that be like a grind area? And that like I'm like grinding with the cart. I ain't doing that. You know
Right.
what I mean?
I saw the grinding and I was like, is this Disney Speedstorm? That's like the only other racing game recent memory where I've seen cars, like, you can actually like ride and grind on them as you're going on the track.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And then they showed the wall riding and you can do multiple tricks.
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
Wow.
Combo's about to get stupid.
It's like
Really?
everything I love in a bunch of arcade kart racers in the past decade in this now. I'm just like, yo,
Mhm,
it's
mhm.
amazing.
Yeah, that's agreed, J Biggs. I see what you're saying. He said Risky is collecting all the links about people complaining about the price. Yeah, that's gonna be his. That's gonna be his own
He
whole
probably
MO.
coming here later.
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't seen him since y'all busted him out for not even having a Switch or a PlayStation.
Hey, you know what
I
I'm
think it
saying?
has been since then.
Yeah. That's that was paying homage to 8 Mile. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Oh man.
Forget Risky 313. Forget Risky.
Yeah, it has
You
been.
what?
Yeah, that was tough for him, but yeah, you
He
know.
wasn't ready to go. He'll be back though. He'll be back.
He's gonna come back for sure.
So yeah, so some of the aspects that we saw from Mario Kart. So one of the questions that came up was like, I think me and Jack asked was like the rail grinding. Do you have to balance yourself out? And the more I watched, I don't think you have to balance yourself for the grinding, but I think it works the same way as drifting does.
I was just
So-
about to say
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Kind of that back and forth movement causes it to increase the boost that you get. So,
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I think that looks really cool, man. This game is just a whole highlight to me. Like there's no sections in the game that's like, oh well, the highlight of the game is the whole game is a highlight. Like,
It is.
Mhm.
And the crazy part about it is we still may not have seen everything because the direct is still happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it'd be one thing if we saw it here at the original direct, and then you saw it like if you even saw it one time at Treehouse Live, but you saw like 55 times at Treehouse Live.
Yeah.
Bro,
And they still have their own thing
Yeah.
on what, the 14th or 17th or
Yeah.
something.
those Treehouse Lives for Mario Kart World is like a double-edged sword to me, because
Yeah.
like one, like when you just see how the Grand Prix flow and how they changed up how and
Yep.
like just everything is just so polished and well thought of. I was like, man, this looks amazing. But the other half, I'm like, dang, we got 2 months until we can get this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to
Oh
watch it
man.
because after I
Yeah.
saw it on day one, I was like,
Mhm.
dude, no more. Like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
No, I just need y'all to show me what's extra because
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me, and like I said, I express again, for me, when they showed it at Treehouse, I was sold on the 80.
Yeah.
Even though it's a tough
Sure.
pill to swallow,
Yeah.
I've paid more. Like I put in my post,
Yeah.
I paid for Sparking Zero Deluxe Edition. Like that's
Yeah.
over $100.
I've
Yeah.
gotten the deluxe for Borderlands, and
There
that's
you
like a $60, $70 game, depending on which one.
Yeah.
And then that's a season pass is $20 some. So
There
I
you
when
go.
I thought about it, I was like, I can't get too mad 'cause I've definitely paid more for other games,
I
and
mean-
I know I'm gonna be playing this
Yeah.
for years to come.
Yeah.
I mean, even
So-
think about Smash. Even think about Smash. How many characters, DLC characters that you got after that? And that
Right.
was crazy because then they told us how many was in the roster. 84 characters from the jump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
It's one of those
Tremendous.
things to where I still have hope. There's a story mode.
Mhm.
Because I don't think that free roam is for nothing. I feel like there's more to it than just racing.
Yeah.
they
Because
teased that at the treehouse. The very last segment they had,
okay,
they're like, all they said was like, we're gonna stop here because they were doing like a couple minutes of free roam. And they said, we're gonna stop here and make sure you tune into the Mario Kart World Direct because there'll be a bit more things that we haven't shown you yet of
See.
free roam. And they stopped it there, and I was like,
see, and I didn't watch the ending because, like I said, I was on
Yeah.
Twitter acting a fool. But it was
Yeah.
one of, but it
Yeah.
was one of those things of like that to me. $80 is justifiable through value and what I guarantee you we haven't seen.
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, I can only imagine what they got in store for this game. Somebody came with a very interesting theory. I wish I could remember who it was because I saw it and I'm like, ooh, didn't even think about that. And they were saying that wouldn't it be interesting if the stuff we haven't seen is in free roam, you get off of the carts and there's a small version of like a 3D Mario type
man,
ordeal. I'm like, okay, that'd be
can't-
crazy.
can't discount that possibility.
You
Yeah.
can't. At this point,
No,
Everything
not
is
now.
too high quality. That like
Yeah.
kind of like what Ipswich just said.
yeah.
The
yeah.
model quality is just it's a leap. And Mario
Yeah.
Kart 8 already was pretty good. Just we've been playing that for over a decade, so we're
Mhm.
familiar
Right.
with it. But yeah, hey, this could be the stealth 3D Mario type launch game. as
Because they
well.
didn't talk about
Crazy.
Mario at all.
They didn't at
They
all.
didn't.
Outside of that aspect, and that'd be the
Didn't.
first time I think ever that I ever remember them not having Mario in some kind of capacity outside of Mario Kart.
Yeah, 'cause we
Like,
usually hear about them, even if it's down the line. Like we hear,
Mhm.
like, oh,
yeah, like
here's
at
the
least
new
a
3D.
year or so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's nuts. Maybe this is the 3D Mario.
yeah.
I mean, that's what they. Hey, Jack, you might be onto. I'm telling you, you might be onto.
I'm kind of wondering though, because we got to see, they said there was 84 characters, right? But they
Right.
didn't show off all 84 characters. And part of me
No.
kind of wonders if you have to go get them on some like Smash Bros type of stuff. Like
So
you
this
have
is-
to find them in the world.
So this
Yeah.
is what I saw, and this is after like watching the content creators that went and played it. Now the 84 is kind of skewed because for whatever reason, the costumes have their own character slots for some reason.
Mm.
So it's kind
Oh,
of it's very
treating it
Sparking
like
Zero
Mario
ish. Like
Okay.
like
treating it like
like-
Mario Kart Tour, like, well, that was gotcha, more or less. But
Right.
when you got the character, they count as like Farmer Luigi or whatever.
exactly.
Mm.
So
Football
now
Mario, stuff like that.
from what they seen outside of the costumes, it was 50. But at
That's
the-
still pretty good.
but yeah, that's still good. But even
Yeah.
when you look at it, like having like dry bones, like they were not automatically in there. So I got a feeling like you gotta unlock them in some kind of way.
Yeah.
The charging Chuck, like he wasn't in everybody's demo, so it's got to be a way you unlock them. So there
Yep.
has to be a way.
That'd be
Yeah.
good too, because that's always something I've always liked for just, as far as like the single player Mario Kart experience, like unlocking more things. Like,
Yeah.
well, previous ones, unlock the different car parts, the different characters. Even
Mhm.
sometimes they'd lock out like Special Cup. I think he only did that for like Double Dash or whatever. But
Right.
but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, with 8 Deluxe, that's seemingly gonna be the outlier where they just gave us a game with the full roster and was
Mhm.
like, here you go, enjoy all the good stuff.
Am
And,
I one of the people that still? I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of the old school way of us unlocking stuff, opposed to me having.
I
to pay
like
for it.
unlocking stuff as long as it's not like too tedious.
Yeah.
As long as
Right.
it's reasonable and respects my time and it's not
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
slog. I'm
Yeah.
cool with
Okay.
it.
I
Yeah, I'm
want
cool with
to, but I also, and see, that's why I think I lean to the whole you going out in the world and finding them because
Mhm.
I'm really feeling like just winning races to do it like
Yeah.
It
that. It
wouldn't
doesn't.
really add to the world aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's more of a reason to do the free roam. Like, let's say
Yeah.
everyone's there for strictly the Grand Prix or whatever,
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
trials. They may not even engage with the whole I'm roaming around this Mario Kart world aspect. I mean,
Mhm. And it could be down to even down to on some like on some Forza Horizon type thing where you
Okay.
see the new character or like the character you want, like out roaming somewhere, and you catch up to him on some Diddy Kong Cross Horizon thing, he's like, well, let's race. You know what I'm saying?
I was just about to say that because Midnight
Yeah.
Club and Need for Speed would do that. Of
Right,
like
they-
you gotta
especially Need for
you gotta beat this person, and that person, based off of what we saw, there is no more 50s easy, 100s medium, 100. You have a computer difficulty level, and I can almost guarantee you, like, to unlock this player, you need, or to unlock this racer, you need to beat him in this race at whatever level.
Whatever level.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be crazy. I like that idea.
Race
though.
between these two courses
There you
or
go.
whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, because you have the little in between part now too.
Yeah.
Man, they got a lot of potential.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God, just think about it. It's just like, oh man, this looks too crazy. And man,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a real interesting one.
It is.
With that game. Especially just the open world aspects, and even I want to say, so the big piece, and we can kind of tie this into the next piece, was the C button. Being able to do chat and have those conversations, because now that changes. I mean, let's be frank. Let's be frank. Aaron, Tom, Zach, and Alan. The Switch doesn't have the best online service when it comes to being able to connect with your friends.
Right.
You know, it was all via the phone. I know Geronimo said that he wanted them to do a lot of emphasis as far as like getting that back into there, bringing that aspect back into there. With that being with the chat now, how do you feel about the new chatting, the C button and everything?
yeah, that was one of the few things I was really critical of, just like as far as the Switch One ecosystem. Like after a while, I understood why they went that direction. But I always thought, you know, especially with some of the other, you know, rumors leading up to the Switch 2 and how powerful it could be, they could just implement, they could design it with the system in mind instead of saying, oh, you know, we'll just offload it all to mobile. I know they made that deal with that DNA company, very popular, mobile focused company in Japan, but, you know, they might, I think that's why they might have done an official partnership. They might have helped with their online infrastructure
Probably.
this time.
Yeah.
Like for me, seeing this, like I've never been like a big chat person anyway, but I liked how they handled it. Now I've never been one to do this on Discord, but people were saying that this is pretty much mirroring how Discord does it.
It's very similar. Like the interface with the big old square, like not even the screen share, but the big old square with the logo in the middle. That's very similar to how Discord stuff is. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I'm about to say, I think the only time I've used Discord is me and Jay, but it was on my phone, so we were just doing it from the voice standpoint, not video. Now, one thing I will say, I thought they would showcase on the Treehouse Lives were to see if it was as choppy on the other screens with like just say one or two versus like all four.
Oh, yeah, all four.
But they did all four the entire time. But either way, with that feature, they could have easily just said, okay, here's chat and no video, no nothing. But the fact that they went that route and then had other purposes for it with games was amazing. Because, I mean, we'll probably get into it, but, even having that feature and, having like Mario Party Jamboree, taking advantage of that camera and everything else, like that's gonna be killer for me and my kids.
Yeah.
That's probably gonna be that's probably right behind Mario Kart getting a ton of use.
Yeah. And then that kind of reminds me of the toy.
iToy.
iToy, yeah.
It does. It did.
But you know what's crazy though? I think Nintendo may have shot themselves in the foot because their camera looks real sleek, right? It's like a $50 camera, real sleek. Powerade comes out and has a Piranha Plant camera for less than $20 less. I'm like, that's the one I'm getting.
It just looks so much cooler too. It's like if it's right next to your Switch on the TV stand or whatever, you're like, oh, what's that? Oh, that's the camera. That's the camera. Yeah, that'd be dope.
That's gonna look dope. And then T-Bots, I mean, I'm pretty sure you don't want. I mean, you can't have everybody running at their exact frame rate like on 4 separate screens. I'm not paying attention to this screen anyway, but it's one of those things so where I like the idea that they proposed, because on the Treehouse they were playing 4 Swords. Like, hey, we can partner together to play 4 Swords.
Brilliant.
You know, they tried like created their own in a direct. They even created their own challenges to where it's like, all right, cool. We play Super Mario World, or you know whatever Super Mario game, and let's see who's the fastest to the finish line. And you can do that because now I can physically see you, and then we're all talking to each other. So it's something I'm creating. I'm not waiting for an NES remix or anything like that. I'm creating my own challenge with my friends, you know, using our imagination, something that we used to use all the time. So I think it'd be pretty dope.
Yeah,
I think it's cool too, because that extends out the value of even you kind of hinted at it, even the legacy games, right? So like, bro, don't come see me in no GoldenEye. That's all I'm saying. Don't come see me
man,
in no GoldenEye. You know,
man, oh man,
it's on and popping. Like, you know, but look at me, look at me.
Right.
I'm the captain now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it opens up that huge dynamic of just actually interacting with your friends.
There you go. Yeah.
On the one-on-one piece. So even when they were playing in Mario Kart and stuff like that, like you kind of said, just roaming around the world, you can have those moments. I think they even took like a picture together, doing it, and man, that just like so they figured so real talk. And the reality is they kind of figured out how to get you to interact with your people mainly more so than like the entire community, but still keeping it like within the confines of social media, right?
There you go. Yep.
I like the direction. Like I mean, it's obviously Xbox, PlayStation have their way where it can be a public one or whatever. Or when you go in the games, it's just immediately by default open voice chat, game chat, whatever. I feel like having it like this, you're able to kind of control it better and, you know, prevent any awkward type of interactions with randos online or things like that. I think it's good to leave it open for us to control.
Yeah.
But not too open to where it can just be too intrusive. So
because it's so far it's been like you need to get the friend code or something like that, or people that you've interacted with, or people that you have on Twitter or something, you know, and that's how you get other people's pieces. So you still kind of have that functionality of control of what, like, who you want to invite and who you don't want to invite within your game space, and I like that.
Now, you mentioning like the friend codes, one thing I wish they would have shown, but they only did it like locally, was now with friend codes they have QR codes. Like the friend codes still exist, but they have QR codes to where you can scan to find friends. Can I send my QR code to y'all? And then you just scan it with your phone, and then bam, we're good. Or, you know, how would that work? Because I mean, if I could find you, let's say I could find you on my Switch, and then I just, you know, use my phone, bam, cool, we're friends, or whatever the case may be, like just to try to make it easier.
That would be a great idea.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if you can pass that QR code around. So I think that'd be pretty interesting. So
yeah, because I think we would be like quick. So like for instance, you know, I don't have the Nintendo page up on my iPhone, but it automatically recognizes it. Always has me, you know, logged in. You know what I'm saying? So whether we can send the QR code via the Switch 2 itself to wherever, or it just pop up on the screen, you take a picture of it, you send it out to, you know, somebody's DMs or something like that. They do the same thing. Yeah. And it pulls up on your phone, and then you just click to add.
Yeah.
You know, I think that would make it real easy without it being much of a problem, at least for right now.
Right. Okay.
So the next piece that we kind of got into, and this one was wild. This was on our card, as a matter of fact, on our bingo card. Talking of the hardware, they did a lot.
I did not expect that.
My brain was having I was like, whoa, they're treating us like with respect and the technology terms. I was like, whoa, they're not calling it super duper resolution or anything like that. They're just like, nah, this is what it is.
I definitely thought that they were going to let a third party like kind of beat around the bush about the hardware.
Like I was already anticipating the videos from other content creators of, we're gonna break it down and try to see what's possibly in there, like what kind of chipset they nah, they just came on out. Like, all right,
Mhm.
cool.
I respected it a ton. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah. So they dropped some specs on us. I don't have them all in front of me, but most of them I pretty much memorized at this point of how much defending I got to do. So we have the Switch 2 screen is 1080p LCD. From what it sounds like, and this is extra, so we don't know for like as 100%, but it may possibly have some LED and elements to it with the use of just the way that they have HDR and how that works. But there's HDR, by the way. 1080p screen, and we also have 120 frames.
That's great.
VRR support.
And you know what's beautiful about that? They told you that, and then showed you a game that can do it. Sony.
Right.
all the in person like Switch 2 experience them was like in New York or whatever. Apparently like everyone that played it, they had it in that 120 frames mode while docked.
Yeah, they said they didn't even have the 4K 60 available. Like, hey, play it 1080, 120 and mouse mode. Like
that's smart though. That just makes it as responsive as possible. So
yeah,
man.
Yeah, that like I even Digital Foundry for all of their
they hold nails over there.
For all their ideas and stuff. They're like, it wouldn't quite be able to do this. And then that 120 came in, was like, what?
Yeah.
The turn up.
Everybody was shocked. That's
so
true.
Yeah.
And so even with that, right after that, they kind of showed you, and this one was kind of odd. I say it's kind of odd, but I'm if it's at the right price, I'll still get it. But they showed you what was basically the demo of the Switch. I can't remember what the name
World
of it
Tour.
is.
World Tour.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I watched people play that. I'm getting that. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't look boring or anything. I just was like, I think it could be a pack-in, but I'm not tripping about it.
Yeah.
Like when I saw the I think what the equivalent yen, it was like 990.
Yeah,
that's
so
roughly
like $6, $10.
Yeah. Between $5-10. And I was just like, I mean, whatever.
I think somebody made a perfect point. Like, granted, we all know the only reason why you got Wii Sports was because of Reggie, but that was only US. I didn't know that was only US. Only US got that pack-in title. So
yeah, I found it out much later.
Yeah, I didn't even know until somebody mentioned it to me.
Found out. Yeah.
So now, if everybody else didn't get the pack-in, like, and we haven't had a pack-in game since then.
Since then, well,
yeah, I think so.
Because Nintendo Land was packed with, but it wasn't packed in.
Right. So it's one of those things of like people making the comparison to Astrobot, things that nature. Is like, I hear you, but once again, Nintendo told you a long time ago, we don't like giving our work away for free. No, and it goes right back around to we value our product. Whatever it is that we're working on, we value. Hence why, it's going a little bit off on the side. Most of the consumers look for sales so quickly because these developers don't value their product. So it's like, oh, okay, well, Nintendo should just give it to us. No, Nintendo's like, hey, you better go buy it. You want it.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't even care for it, then why does it matter if it was charged or not? I don't get that. Trey Vito.
What's going on?
Yeah, so it's crazy too because that one was a little more fleshed out than I feel like most of the other ones that we've gotten in the past. So like, yeah, we've gotten Wii Sports, and that was kind of straightforward of like what you do without over explaining anything. And then we got Nintendo Land, which kind of explained, the ways that you could use the tablet. But this one is like, let's give you a history course on exactly what goes into this machine,
Treehouse definitely. I was gonna say, yeah, the Treehouse definitely did a better demonstration of what all is in there.
Mhm.
I thought it was pretty entertaining. They had like let's draw the entire World 1-1 from Super Mario Brothers, and it was in 4K.
Yeah, that
And
was
it
weird.
stretched so far you could play the whole thing, and I was like, "That's the whole level." And I know you
Yeah.
can go in the pipes, and they'll show underneath in that extra space.
That was
I
one of the checkoffs. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
one
it's
of
one
the
of the checkoffs.
achievements.
Yeah, so
That was sweet.
I'll think about it for sure. I'll wait till we get more info on it, I suppose. But
yeah.
right now, it's not like anything. I'm like, oh man, Nintendo, why are you doing this? It's kind of like it could be a
Mhm.
pack in, but I
Yeah.
understand their philosophy and how they value their IP. So,
But it's one of those things too, to where you like really, yeah, T-Va said it exactly what I was about to say. If you looking for breakdowns and all this other stuff, no, go get World Tour. If you want to know how this operates, how this functions, what's this and what's that, go here and get this. And I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna buy it. They're gonna put the whole thing up on YouTube so you can watch it anyway if you have any questions. Like, is something really just idiot proofing anything that Digital Foundry, IGN, anybody can go and say, well, we don't know if this. Go look.
Right.
But
There it is. Go find it yourself. There it is.
that might be an idea just to get it, just to make a whole video on it and like put timestamps so I can
Yep.
just use that as my own source. Like, hey, you don't know, check this timestamp on my video. Have a great day.
There you go. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I think too. Oh, first off, what's up, Miss Taz 98? Appreciate you coming through. That's the new name. I haven't seen that name before, so
Me either.
appreciate you coming
Welcome. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, I haven't seen a name either.
through. But yeah, so I think that's gonna be a real good one, especially when they give you the little quizzes at the end on what you learn. I know a few individuals in the gaming space that might not pass those because they don't pay attention to reading. But you know, they make great games like God of War. But that's neither here nor there.
Hey.
Yeah. He was floating around today too, and I was like, really? You might want to shut up.
Yeah.
So the next piece that we kind of got to see and show was the mouse piece, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, one of my favorites.
Yeah, turning it over and actually using it as a mouse. And in tandem with that, we got our first new IP. Well, technically our first new if you don't count World Tour, but the basketball joint.
Yeah.
Yo.
That game is
Dragon
interesting.
Drive. Yeah.
Yeah, Dragon Drive.
I'm interested in checking that out too. I'm interested in it for sure. I want to see how smooth it is to like, you know, use both of the Joy-Cons with the mouse and then like on more than just like a table. I want to see how it works on like a couch.
Yeah.
Well, they were advertising that they want you to put it on your pants. Like that was a strong emphasis. Like, hey, use your pants to do it. So I mean,
testing a fresh pair of jeans.
Put it on your pants, right?
This is the test.
Live free. Put it on your pants.
Live free. Oh man, I'm just curious how accurate everything is. I mean, I'm pretty sure it is, but you know, it's all new stuff. I want to check out what you're trying to do.
Of course.
With the new tech.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hey, how's it going?
Yo.
Good, man. How are you?
I'm a little late.
No, you're good. You're good. We're talking about Dragon Drive.
Oh, I called it legs.
That's the internal name for arms too.
I saw an interesting clip. Somebody was playing and they were trying to do like go up the ramp like real fast because apparently there's like a trick system.
Yeah.
Because Roger Bates was saying like he was just fooling around with it, and they have like a trick system in there when he was just not playing basketball. And he was able to fall over, and I was like, "Oh wow!" Like, okay, didn't see that coming.
Yeah. I think we said it in the treehouse. Like, paraplegic, y'all should be the top flight on this game. Number one in this game.
Send it out this world, top seller.
Right.
Yeah.
How he spin like that? Been doing this all my life, son.
Right. Showing out.
Yeah, so this one for me, I'm definitely gonna pick it up. I think this one is probably one of those it reminds me of the original Switch, right? When we got that original trailer when they were showing off 2K.
Yeah.
This is actually what I can see like like how that can actually be played out. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, they doing the crazy dance. That trailer is so funny for the 2K moment specifically. They're like, well, after playing the game, the pickup game, we're gonna sit on the bench and play 2K. Like, yo, you got the 3-pointer. Trailer is so good, man.
Yeah, so definitely looks like a pickup to me. And it's probably going to be a $70 game. But how y'all feeling about it? Is that a buy or a pass?
Well, I want to see more.
It's a wait and see. It's a wait and see.
Yeah, it's a wait and see for sure. Because I mean, while it advertises what the mouse thing is, once again, it looks like it's fun multiplayer. So I would have to go online because I'm not buying another pair of Joy-Cons, not right now.
Not buying all the things in launch.
Not for the 90. I'm not. No.
I wonder if they will allow you to use like a gamepad and then like to move. You know, you're moving in this but they're trying to sell you on. You should probably use them Joy-Cons because that's how we. But you know what I mean? Because they did the same thing with ARMS eventually. And it was like, probably want to go back to using my Joy-Cons instead of trying to do it with the controller. So
I mean, it will get everybody into the game, but I don't know if it'll feel the same. You know what I mean? Like I know the mouse function was strictly centered around this. So for you to use controllers, I don't know if it worked, but I doubt it will. So
yeah, I mean they might give the option, like, cause I think they announced that later for ARMS after that. That 2017 presentation, but
I think it was like a patch that was way later.
Okay.
So after that, I'm trying to remember what we got. Did we get the?
Oh, it did. Okay, thank you.
From launch? Really? I thought that was something that was added later.
Yeah, I thought that was.
I never bought the game. I only tried the demos they put out. And I used the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, because I remember when I bought it at launch, used the Joy-Con, people were complaining about it, and then next thing you know, they told you, hey, you can use the controller now.
Interesting. So, you might be able to do it with the Pro Controller, like the new mode in Street Fighter 6.
Oh, that new mode in Street Fighter 6 is wild. The calorie mode.
I heard about that. How is that? What is that mode? I heard that, but I didn't see what it was.
So essentially, you got the Joy-Cons, and y'all are just shaking. There is no fighting this, so it's like who can shake the fastest and burn the most calories, and then you win.
Cool.
And then, like at the end, they tell you like what type of food of calories that you burnt off. But yeah, there is no like, oh, let me do this combo. It's like, nah, just shake it the fastest, and then it's a calorie meter instead of a health meter, and whoever wins. Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
They showed that off in the Treehouse Live, because I didn't see that.
I saw it on Roger Base's channel. He did it with a friend at the event.
Okay. I'm gonna have to catch his video then.
I missed all of Treehouse Live. I didn't see any of it.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a busy week for me. I was like at work, like, please.
I was glancing at work too. I was just like, that Mario Kart. And it kept working. That's pretty much how it was.
Busy.
Yeah.
Go back and watch that because the Treehouse was really good.
Yeah. Actually, I'm watching it right now.
They got them all chopped. They got them all chopped up on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
So you can choose Mario Karts or whatever, some third-party stuff. Yep.
So we got Jamboree. After that, the Jamboree plus is it Jamboree Live or something like
something TV, like
Jamboree
TV.
Yeah.
Jamboree TV.
Yeah.
Treehouse Live. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was an interesting little joint, and this kind of moved into our upgrades a little bit. But so we got this one, Cisco. I know you do a little Mario Party, just dabbling a little bit of Mario Party.
So Superstars, yes, I did buy Jamboree, but I said I'm going to buy this game. I'm going to play this game. And I never took it out the wrapper.
That's kind of why I didn't get it. I don't be meeting with all my friends to play Mario Kart. I mean, I know it's online, but we all busy, so it's kind of like it's hard to sync up all the time, like back in the day. So like, I'm not really always into the current Mario parties now. Like I got Super Mario Party, like 7 years ago, I guess, about that. But I haven't gotten the newest one yet. But seeing the new stuff, I'm considering it as well.
Yeah.
So like with all the new features, because I'm hearing y'all say this, and then that y'all probably won't play it, or haven't played it, or y'all won't have that much time to really link up with friends and stuff like that. How are you gonna, I guess, navigate that new feature of like the cam, and you know what I'm saying, you can chat with your friends and stuff like that? How often do you think
It's gonna be easy for me because my kids are here.
Yeah.
So it's like that because the camera feature, while they advertise it as like, oh, people are up in other places, you can use one camera for 4 people in the house. So that's an easy purchase for me, because especially I already own it. So then that's just a $20 upgrade for me. So yeah.
So what about like just the long distance? Like, say, Jack, hey, you up right now? You wanna get on the Xenoblade real quick, and you got the little woo. Are you gonna be doing like that long distance stuff? Like, cause I imagine me and Stanstorm will probably try to link up here and there, something like that. But would you do that long distance? Like, would you utilize the long distance?
I would. To me, like, and this is from examples of what we already do, so I'm not even speaking from a hypothetical standpoint. Like, it has to be a designated day, because you know, I've only been on Gaming Wise with Jay maybe once or twice, and we did I forget what the first person shooter game that released on Xbox. We did that, and it was horrible because we couldn't stay linked on. And then we did Monster Hunter Rise. So it was easy when we were able to like sync up calendars of like, hey, I don't have the kids this weekend. And he's like, hey, I'm free. So I think like adding in y'all like as a bigger group, I think it'll be a lot easier when you have more people available. But you know, the way Shadow and Jay work is ridiculous. But it's like, they're like the bad candidates to try to hop on with, because they work like no one other. So, but yeah, I would do it if everybody was hip to doing it. So if everybody was like, hey, look, cool, we're gonna hop on at this time on this day, yeah, I'll jump on easily.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, I like when I'm connected with somebody, I like to be connected with them. Pause. But like I have a tough time just being like for this is a perfect example. I don't really play video games with other people online because there's not really a connection there, like where you could really like interact with the other person besides just hearing their voice. And to me personally, that's played out. Like I don't. That's almost like being on the phone with somebody that you don't really necessarily have anything to talk about.
There you go.
Like,
yeah.
So actually seeing somebody, that changes that dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's you know, a FaceTime call or anything like that. So now that we have like this camera option, like Jack said, pick a day. I'll get on there. I'll make sure that all my stuff is moved around to actually doing it, and we could play however long you want to play. But like just doing excuse me, just doing the voice thing alone,
I think that's key too, because my son saw it and he was like, you know, opposed to having his phone staring at the ceiling and them talking. He's like, oh, I can actually see the person now if we have the camera. Now, granted, that factors in the other person has to have the camera and the game, and I think that's always also been a problem. Because while I'll hop on something that I'm interested in, somebody might wait. So it's like, okay, I have to now play with randos because the people that I want to play with are like, money a little funny right now, or either, you know, I'm not interested in this game, so I'm not gonna buy it. Just you want to play it. Like,
but now they've added that feature where you can give them the game and play with them.
Now, is that locally though?
It's local and online.
That's seen locally.
Interesting. Okay, so if I can game share online, then that's cool. Like, I don't have no issue with that. But I thought it was only locally.
No, it's because they said it works with all Switch 2s online. I don't think it works with Switch 1s online. I think that piece has to be local.
That's real though.
What is it? I don't play video games for other people online because my voice gives away.
You know, the crazy thing, I know what he means. Like, I know exactly what he means.
Yeah, that's why I just was like, that's
100.
real.
It's real. Like,
With randos,
that's why I be quiet on Call of Duty.
Don't say
I don't
nothing
say
on Call of Duty.
nothing.
No.
Yeah,
I
we
don't,
got
I don't
you.
even play
Thank you,
COD.
Taz.
So.
Appreciate you. Yeah, so it's local and online. So
I'm on Discord
I
now.
think
It's like,
I think how that works is like you have to be playing that game. It's not like you can switch to another game and they can still play that game.
Correct. Yeah.
You're in tandem with them. Whoa, you know
Now
what I'm saying?
that's a game changer then, because
Yeah.
at that point in time, I don't have to wait for you. Because the only other game I've played that does that, like a specific game, and that's all of Yosef's games, like with the It Takes Two.
oh right, yeah.
And then now this Split Fiction game, because it has like the free play that you have to download. It's like an app that you have to download, and you can play together. So if you're doing that across the board with, of course, they mentioned select games. So I'm curious as to what that list looks like. Yeah, I'm with it, because now that caveat is gone. Like that asterisk is gone. It's like, okay, I would love to play with you, but you know, I ain't got bread like that. I'm like, damn, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I'll catch you next time then.
That's like the smoothest, like, I got you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't even worry about, bro. I ain't even got the money to be able. It's all right. It's all right. Just bring your drink with you. We just gonna have a game.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, it's gonna be that one person that really don't know how to play that well, but talking high power, and they'll still do excuse like, "Oh no, I got you, man, I got you." And then you know you be like, the way my internet set up,
I've
heard
that one. I've been the one to say that one a long time ago. So,
like, dang, the internet just slowed down on me. Oh man.
I'm really not home right now. I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
I'm on the hotspot, you know.
They're going to be trying to lie, you know, because the camera is a little glitchy. And they were like, see, I'm pressing the button. But it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a huge piece. With this Jamboree game though, they showed the live TV aspects of it. And like I said, it kind of reminded me of the iToy piece a little bit. With just like the live thing. I think it may not be the most played game online, but I definitely think this is a really good local player type of game.
I mean, the crazy part about it is, for anybody that hasn't played Jamboree, it has a lot of content. Like,
it does.
Many games aside, like you have like the what was it, that the Bowser Island that you can go to. That is fun in itself. Like, you don't have to, like, it works best, and I think this game chat feature is going to make that part of the game even better, because with that one in particular, I think there's 3 levels to that Bowser game, and the whole premise is for you all to try to gather up enough material that drops in these crates to put into this cannon to shoot Bowser. Now, he has like 3 or 4 health bars. Every time you go through like a certain function with him, you go and you play mini games, and then you come back, and then he has a new power to try to prevent you from doing this in a certain amount of turns. So like, it's not like it's ongoing forever. It's a certain amount of turns. But the thing is, you have some that should be getting the crates that have the actual cannonballs in them. You have some that should be putting up certain barriers or certain type of obstacles for Bowser. Some that should be putting up like the little speed boost things on the floor so you can get there faster. So you should be working as a team. The thing is, you can't talk to nobody right now, so it's like it's kind of hard because everybody's going to try to think to go do the same thing. And with so many characters, you should knock this out. But even on easy, it's difficult because if everybody's doing their own thing, then it just doesn't work. So I can see this being so much better with that aspect of it. But there's a lot of content in that game, and for them to be adding this on top of it, that's why I was like, it's a no-brainer for me, because Jamboree is a lot. Now, granted, my kids want to just do kind of like the mini game stuff, but you know, there's like 2 or 3 other game modes on this game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I look forward to that.
Yeah, for real. Keep my eye out for a cheaper copy.
Right.
Just pay for the upgrade, which we could probably
listen.
I'm just teasing it. I'm just
Jesus, boy. That right there is supposed to aggravate me like for the past 2 days. That has been aggravating my soul.
I'm just like, why? Like, there are clearly ways around this. unless you're like the purest of like collectors. That's one thing, I guess. But that's
Yeah.
not most
Thing
people.
is, do we want to get into it now, Sandstorm? I don't want to jump.
Actually,
in.
no. Let's keep it going. Sandstorm had a good flow. My bad.
Intrigued.
I don't want. That's the first time. I'm just like,
Yes.
man.
Because that has been aggravating me all these like I'm like, are y'all really this slow? Like, no, it's all right.
I'm mad and I don't know why.
So and that leads us into our next piece, which is kind of more controversy. The additions to Zelda Breath of the Wild, the Switch 2 edition, and Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 edition, where we get both enhanced visuals and resolution, or both resolution and enhanced frames.
They look clean.
It really does. It's just astonishing. I was just like,
Yeah.
this is what I wanted. This is why I made one of my videos the other day. This exact moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's so
See,
we got in addition to that was Zelda Notes. And
Yeah.
I didn't realize, if you didn't watch the Treehouse, you didn't realize how critical Zelda Notes is.
Yeah.
It's way more robust than I thought it would be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, I thought you was just picking up a little note piece and it had the GPS and you were like kind of
Nope.
Nintendo. They didn't play around with the GPS. Like, that's
Right.
a real GPS.
Yeah.
In 500 meters, turn left. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And Google Maps.
yeah,
Right.
they're
Like,
real
what?
with it. Yeah, you have
Oh,
reached your
man.
destination. Like, what? Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Siri, you only supposed to be on my phone. You know? But yeah,
Wow, man.
so we got a bump of resolution to 1440p. I know I hear a lot of people talking, oh, it should be 4K, blah 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 blah.
Oh, it's not 4K?
No, well, from what I heard, it was 1440, but I believe
okay.
it can still do 4K.
Oh,
I'm about to
okay.
say some people were saying 4K at the event, and then I've heard 1440 as well. So
Oh, so
I don't
people
know
aren't
what
sure.
it is.
As long as it don't lag and Kokori Force.
There you go.
Right. They showed more than once.
Yes, they played that smart. They went into the Lost Woods. and
Yep.
Like, okay, so let's go somewhere else. And they
Yep.
went straight into the Lost Woods and walked that whole path and was like,
Man,
yep,
they said
no
no.
way.
They said
They were
Digital
smart.
Foundry. No,
Yep.
no,
No,
no.
no, no.
No, no, not today.
We're curious to
You
see
ain't getting
how
us
it
again.
handles in more of the heavy areas like the Lost Woods. Oh, don't worry, we got you.
Yep.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I would say like that app, they went in depth on the Treehouse Live. So the navigation part is cool. And then even like the Zelda notes are cool on there too. Like some of the things you hear about the story. But
Mhm.
that how quick the freaking transfer of like the builds and
Yes.
trading, that
Yeah.
was fast.
That's
Like,
gonna that's gonna like give a second win to like everyone
Yeah.
kind of posting all the contraptions for Tears of the Kingdom. Like
Go
it might
to
pop
Twitter.
off again on like Twitter, TikTok. It's probably
for
gonna
sure.
happen again.
Yeah.
oh yeah, like hey,
Yeah.
here's my QR code. Go ahead and download my build. And
Mhm.
that's just going to turn into its own thing. And then even with they didn't explain like how you go about connecting, and I'm assuming it's got to be a friends thing to where you kind of connect your items. So
Mhm.
I can pass
Oh,
you
okay.
like if Geronimo goes and he's like, hey, I'm down in the depths, I got something that I'm getting ready to fight, I can pass you one of my crazy weapons. Like, hey, I'm gonna take it out of my item box, I'm gonna pass it to you. And then you like, all right, cool. I'm loaded up. I'm finna go ahead and handle my business. So it's
Yeah.
more than just navigation. It's like, hey, here's some weapons. Here's like some food, so that way you can have your health up, and then take care of business on that fight. Or like we said earlier with the builds, like here's this big transformer that I built. Here you go. So that way you don't know how to do it. As long as you got the pieces, you can build it now that I've given it to you.
That's
It's gonna-
awesome.
it's
I didn't know
gonna
you could do that. That's
Yeah.
so
That
It's
was dope.
really robust. There's a whole subreddit. I think it's called TOTK Engineering for Tears of the Kingdom.
Right.
And it's literally just people posting all the cool stuff they've made and describing how to do it. Which before I believe you just literally had to watch their how I built this
Yep.
video.
Mhm.
Now, like you said, Jack, just boom, send it, and we in there. It's gonna be
Yep.
amazing. It's brilliant.
That older, I mean, they already had a community, but that like completely opened
Yep.
up the community.
It's
for
gonna
them.
transform that community.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's so
Yeah.
weird because this is like a Zelda game, but it's almost treating it like it's on some like Fortnite type
Yep.
stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like
Wow.
It's
there's
probably on
literally a
purpose.
community for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Probably
Mhm.
on purpose because Fortnite it's everywhere, man. So
It's
it's just
everywhere,
like
yeah, for sure.
you, even if you're like, oh, I think Fortnite's terrible, it's gonna be in your face one way or the other. So you just see things and how they interconnect stuff. It's brilliant.
Yeah. So we got to see some of that in the treehouse. I think they even went, like you said, they went over to Tears of the Kingdom as well. So another one of those upgrades that was happening was Kirby and the Forgotten Land,
Mhm.
the Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Cross World.
Yeah.
Star Cross World, I should say.
Oh yes, yeah.
Mhm.
And so higher resolution, of course, higher frame rate, and then you get DLC as well. I'm gonna say this first and foremost because I got the question of why this game was an $80 game.
Yeah.
And
It's actually very easy
Yeah.
answer.
but the answer is actually really easy. The game, if you look for the game new, on average, it's about $55, right?
Yep.
So-
On average.
You,
Yeah.
you can get it on 40 if you know.
Oh, you can get it
know.
lower than
Yeah.
that if you wanted to. Like,
Yeah, true.
If you want
That's
to
true.
But
That's true.
But on average new, it's about $55.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you factor in that the upgrade from the graphical upgrade or the Switch 2 upgrade is about $25 or about $10,
Mhm.
that's $65, right?
Mhm.
And then if the DLC is competent enough for $15, that's $80. There's
Yeah.
where your $80 came
Well,
from.
that's what I explained in my video, right? So if you
Mhm.
look at every one of those Switch 2 editions, which
Mhm.
let me make it very clear, I don't think they should have done this because
No.
all it did was just cause confusion.
They
'Cause-
didn't communicate it well at all.
And then also it goes right back down to the value proposition.
Yeah.
Usually when you get stuff like this, other developers drop the price. Now, this is where, you know, we go and we look into, okay, well, what's the difference between, you know, Breath of the Wild being 70 and, like you said, Kirby being 80. Kirby and Jamboree got new content.
Mhm.
So therefore there's the 20 because their base price was what it was at 60 and then it jumped it up to 80 because of the 20. But then when you look at Tears of the Kingdom and you look at the Breath of the Wild respectively, they got the graphical boost and those were 10 because Tears of the Kingdom started at 70 and Breath of the Wild started at 60, so they only went up $10.
$10.
And that's what's going to be. Now, the reason why I feel like this was a bad addition was because, yes, when you read the fine print on the box, you get the Switch 1 cartridge and then you get a download code to do the upgrade. So it's essentially like if you have the game, you just pay for the upgrade. But there are other games that are going to get upgrades and they're free. So I don't know how they distinguish between the different games. And then also, if you have NSO expansion pack, then you get Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild's upgrade for free, but that's not every game. So
Yeah.
that's
I think what went wrong with sorry not to cut you off.
Oh, no, go ahead, go
What went wrong with the Switch 2 Direct was that like there was too many options and that was confusing people. Because then if you bring in Bravely Default, they were doing this whole thing of like, oh, it has the key. Did you need the key code to download the game or something like that? And so it was like, oh yeah, hold on, there is like within like the 10 games listed, they're all different situations. So like it got really confusing really fast.
And that's where like there's only so much you can put in that direct unless you want it to be 2-3 hours. Like if you sit down and break down everything. So I think that's where they said go to our site and learn about X, Y, and Z. Now, where that became a problem was one of two things. One, you had big content creators going to other sites that were outside of our region spreading false information.
I couldn't believe that, man.
I could because of the people that were doing it. So it was like, like you're so desperate because like I said it in my video. Nintendo, if you're going to tell people to go to your site and check stuff out, have it ready because the US site we went right after the direct and that stuff wasn't there. Like we were seeing it pop up like, oh, it's 450, it's 500, it's 450, it's 500. Like, where are y'all getting this information from? And we're on the site and it wasn't there, but it was on the other region sites. So if you're gonna tell people, hey, go to this site after our direct, have the information ready. So that's on Nintendo. I'll knock them for that. But at the same time, for those of us that are gamers that's going to be on Twitter talking about it, region wise, everything's not going to cost the same. Like it's never
Different.
been like that. It's always been different. So for Jeff Keighley, he was the first one that said, every Switch 2 game is going to be $80 and the physical is going to be $90. Where did you get that from? Like
it was weird for me to learn how the source of the misinformation, because I saw people getting mad, and at first I thought, okay, sticker shock with the console price, which we'll get to that I'm sure later or soon.
Which that
and then
yeah,
we'll get to that for sure. and then I thought it was Mario Kart 80, which I'm like, I mean, that is pretty shocking, but I'm not over here losing sleep doing backflips. I'm mad on Twitter about it.
Right.
And then when I got on the next day, I saw you, Jack. I saw you, Sandstorm, and I think maybe Andre. I don't know if
Andre
I saw Shadow
was
Fox.
heavy too.
He was definitely representing. I don't know if I saw Shadow Fox on there as much, but I did see the three of y'all, and I was like, it really came from. Okay.
Yeah, it came from Jeff, goofy self. And then, like Zodia said, like
he wondering why they don't come to his summer games fast.
right.
I would love to have them.
But the big thing that concerned me, and is similar to what Zodia was saying, like this was an opportunity for you to go and find information on your own, and you still got it wrong. So it's either a reading comprehension problem, or it's something that you allow. Because even when I saw videos from Kit and Krissa, like the ones that used to work at Nintendo,
I watched.
She even said, usually I fact check myself, but for the simple fact that it was coming so much on social media from different people, I just ran with it. And so then she was like, the next day I went and double checked and realized they were wrong. So even you have certain people that was like, dang, if it's just coming this much in droves, then I'm just gonna rock with it. Like, and that was the crazy part. You still got people today talking about, oh, between 80 and 90. It was like, what game is 90? And then the justifications of, well, taxes. Like, no, duh. Like, everybody has taxes. Like, you don't say $70 games for 75 or 80. Because it's like, oh, well, it's close enough to 100. Might as well say 100. Really?
No.
If I owed you $100, can I give you 80? And you're okay with that? Like, no, that's not
roll up randomly. Facts are facts. Like, numbers are numbers, facts are facts. Don't just roll up off of feelings and whatnot.
Yeah, that was nuts. But like I said, my only takeaway from this whole thing is I don't think the Nintendo Switch 2 edition should have been there. You should have just said, hey, if you own this game, here are the upgrades. And if you don't own it, then go purchase a Switch 1 game and then you can upgrade later. I don't know why they went this route. The only thing I thought of is the reason of you doing this is if you're going to stop printing these Switch 1 cartridges.
Switch 1 ones.
Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of like, hey, after the used copies are gone, you're not going to see a Switch 1 Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, whatever anymore. You're just going to have to get it from us this way. That's the only thing I could think of.
We still don't have, as we've kind of learned generation over generation, we don't have a Nintendo Selects release line.
No.
Towards the end. We do not have that. So, physical releases. So,
I don't know why y'all watch that, dude. I don't know why.
Yeah, I stopped watching him like 6 years ago. Like,
I'm about to say, there's a reason he's not on this podcast anymore.
There's multiple reasons.
Prime put him up on a video and started watching and was just like, I'm done watching. Like, I would have been done as soon as I clicked on.
It's funny. For comedy, it's good, but anyway.
Yeah. So we got Metroid Prime 4. So I guess this was, out of all of them, this was the one that kind of really gave more clarity than each of the pieces. So if you had the Switch 1 version, you can upgrade it to the Switch 2 version, and then but you can also, it's also cross-gen, so you can just outright buy the Switch 2 version. And with the, like we talked before, this was the game that showed off the 1080p at 120 frames. And that's wild. Or 4K 60. That was wild that it had 120 frames. But I feel like
flex.
It's I think it's always retro that really kind of flexes off like quality and performance at the same time with a lot of these Metroid games over the generations anyway. So Just another quick peek at it. How do y'all feel about? Because we still didn't get a release date for this, did we?
No.
No, I'm guessing. Given what release dates we do have, and how they typically lay out the rest of their year after like the first major direct of the year, I'm guessing we're gonna get it at whatever their June or summer direct is. I mean, it could be a July, but we don't know. But this summer direct, when some of these other games are out, the system is out, or we have, we're closer to the release of those. I think that's when we'll get it. And I think they wanted people to kind of who were going to experience it to experience it first and not go about that. But again, no release date again. They'll give it to us soon.
I'm happy they're having this much emphasis on Metroid Prime 4. It's like starting to be the start of the show. But I am scared that they're putting all this effort into Metroid Prime 4, and is it going to sell well? I'm really worried about that.
Yeah, that's a legitimate fear. Legitimate fear.
I have seen some people just online just being like, not saying they're not excited for the game, but they're like, these trailers are okay at best. And I'm like, well,
I feel like Metroid is, I've talked about it in a couple of my videos, but like Metroid is one of those titles that people are like really excited about. They passionate about Metroid because Samus is a character in Smash Brothers. When it comes down to actually buying and playing Metroid for the $60 price, people don't really do it. Even the $40 price for Metroid Prime Remaster, people weren't doing it. So it's like when it comes time to show up for Metroid, people don't really do it.
Yeah, I'm really hoping they show up and I think that was probably the perfect showcase game for how much grunt the system actually had. So maybe they'll jump on for that aspect. But I also think that was the smart reason as to why it was going to be a cross-gen game in the first place. Because I think it would have, not to say that it would be dead out the water as just a Switch 2 exclusive, but I think when you're if you're looking for sales, I think that one would have been really slow over the generation of the Switch. If it happened to not teeter off, it would really move really slow. So I think it was a smart idea, as it being, technically speaking, Nintendo's last game for the Switch themselves at the maximum they could possibly get. Before showing off, before having this actually released. So for all those people who may not get Switch 2s, you still have the option of playing this great game. It's still going to be available for you. So
and that Switch 1 version, even with the side by sides that's been coming out, that Switch 1 version
still look good.
It still looks great. Like given any person, one person or people's circumstance, I don't think you're going to be missing out too much on just the Switch 1 version, and then maybe upgrading later because Metroid, we're gonna do at least one more replay. So
yeah, because they haven't said how it runs on the Switch 1, have they?
I bet you. I think it's 720, but I bet you
res 60 on both.
Yeah, I think it's still gonna be 60. So that's a good number in tandem with your next generation system, right? So yeah, I think it's gonna be something like that. Then we got a little glimpse of. I don't know if they showed this off in the Treehouse too, because I didn't watch the second day. But we got Pokemon ZA.
No, they didn't show Pokemon.
They did not, which did not surprise me. I think they just put that in the direct, be like, "All right, y'all, here you go."
Yeah, it looks better, doesn't it?
We'll see you later.
Frame rates, don't it?
This one hurt me though. This one hurt me because of the simple fact that they were like, "Hey, ZA runs this good on it," but then also they showed for the free upgrades that Scarlet and Violet, the game I've been wanting to play,
is getting
upgrades too. So I'm like, shoot, so now that means I got to go back and then play Scarlet and Violet.
That is something I definitely said to people, just people I know in person. I've been like, look, if they do a good patch for Scarlet Violet on Switch 2, I will probably get the game, because people that I know that are even bigger Pokemon fans than me, and I'm a pretty decent Pokemon fan. Yeah. So I trust their word on it, and they say the core game is actually really good.
Yeah, I've heard.
I'm like, we talked about him here one of the other weeks too. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be looking out for them Pokemon Violet's sales very soon. So.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah,
at least they're two different type Pokemon games, so I won't feel like a weird burnout playing both of them back to back or something like that.
And you need the DLC. Don't forget about the DLC too. You need the
DLC. I'm cool.
Still haven't played it.
How about that? If you ain't played it, I ain't playing it.
I'm telling you, the DLC is good.
I heard this DLC is pretty good.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, like, dude,
It is a lot. It is a lot.
it's a lot because Pokemon's already a lot.
Yeah.
So then now you're talking about
Mm.
getting Scarlet or Violet with the DLC, then jumping into whatever the World Legends are got, and then just
It's
that's
endless. It's like, I have 600 hours in the game. It's endless.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
only that's,
It's my most played game.
oh wow, yeah. That was
But
like my
listen-
it was like my
Oh, wow.
Splatoon hours, like multiple hundreds.
Yeah,
But
that's
listen,
nuts.
you're gonna have to get right before this is it Champions? Before this Pokemon Stadium
yeah,
everywhere.
forgot about that.
Man, hey, get my Pokemon home back up. Check the
Definitely.
mons in there. See
I got
who's
them
ready.
all. You should
Yep.
see. I dedicate like I have hours on Pokemon Home because I just manage
Oh,
everything.
Oh man,
I got them all ready. They're ready. They got.
Oh,
they're
man.
loaded up. They're
Wow.
ready for battle.
Excelsior Watch.
Charizard from Fire Red.
You
Blaziken
might as
from-
Oh,
you might
we
as
got
well have
ready.
that journey, Jack. You might as well have the journey. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
pretty
Like,
good.
but you have to understand, like, I'm already on Xenoblade. Like, I'm already like 70 plus
Yeah.
hours in on that game.
Oh, that's
He's
So,
probably-
it's
are you,
like-
are you
He
in the new
definitely
content
is.
yet?
Help me.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm pretty
just
sure the content is it's got to be at the end.
It's got to be at the end because I haven't seen anything new. I'm only on chapter 10, I think. I'm on
Wow.
right now.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I just started
Wow.
chapter 6, I think. or
Okay.
7.
I'm
So
gonna
you
start
already do the
chapter
skill
5
license,
this
oh.
week.
Yeah, I'm gonna start chapter 5 as well.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna start
think
this
Vito,
weekend.
Vito just
Mhm.
Vito, you got the next.
I'm after 6. I'm
Okay.
trying to get to
Yeah,
7.
Vito mech styling now.
Oh yeah, after 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Went on ahead and got my license.
Come on.
As soon as I went over to the little commander dude, all my little missions like bling 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 bling. I had like maybe 2
Yeah.
missions I didn't do, and then I went over and got those.
You're like,
done.
I'm
Got-
16 now, Mom. I want to
Watch-
get my license.
Watch
Get
watch
my license.
watch the cut scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
Walk up in the hangar like, oh,
Yeah.
it's time. It's time. Where's it parked at? Let me get up in there. And we said,
Right.
it's all good. It's all good. All systems go.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's been working my nerves though. My partners, I don't know how they keep losing their freaking scales, but it's working my nerves. Like
I'm
we're
sorry, man. It's
we're
gonna
going
keep
from
happening.
like probe to probe because I'm doing my probe collection right now.
Yeah.
And every time I look, I'm like,
Mm.
why is it X'd out? Like, what were you doing? Like, we were together. Like, how
Oh,
did
I
you lose your
think-
skill?
Do you have Jack? You have flight yet? Or are you
Yeah.
still
Mhm.
okay? Okay, that's weird then. Yeah.
Yeah.
They should be flying
They
with
fly,
you.
they fly in the middle of a chasm and be like, abort.
Like, every time I
Yeah,
have to
they
go,
should.
like every time I go and collect the probes, I have to go back to the barracks and use their insurance. Now, granted,
Wow.
it doesn't use their insurance at all, so I don't know what happened to where it's justifying like, oh, they don't have one, but yet it's not using any of their insurance.
Mm.
I think when you first get them, they don't count. If it's like Wii U version, I don't think it counts towards your insurance immediately. But then after a while, I
Yeah,
can't
then
remember.
You start gotta pay, you have
I can't
to start
remember.
paying.
I don't know because they
That's
about to be
weird.
out of luck
Mm.
because you
Every
keep
time
losing.
you-
It's-
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
paying for it.
expensive. After a
Right.
while,
the wall.
after a while, for me, back on the Wii U version, I would just have the one save before I go do stuff, and if I lose them all in the fell swoop, I'm just like,
Mm,
They make you they make you feel like a real parent in there. Like, what happened to your scale?
what happened to your scale? And why are
You
you
think
out
I'm
of
a-
fuel?
Yeah.
We were doing the same stuff. Like, why are you out
Right.
of fuel?
You think I'm gonna pay for your insurance? No, you
I
pay for
put-
your own insurance.
I put the weapons arts on your scales. You shouldn't
Right.
be running that. I know what you got.
I
Like,
bought your scale. I paid for your insurance. I bought your gas. Like, why are you out?
I'm
Go
actually
get
really,
a job.
I'm actually really curious. Yeah, I gotta get the skill. I'm actually really curious to see how that goes. Oh, RJH has an interesting question.
Do you have light skills for your party?
He's asking for Jack.
Oh,
light skills? I'm blanking on something, ain't I?
Oh, so there are like 3 different I would say weight types. There's the first ones you get are the
like
light
Light,
scales.
medium, and
then-
heavy.
Mhm.
mm.
Yeah.
So
that's
I did a
exactly-
mix.
Okay.
So I gave like Elma and who is it? Lau, light ones. Lynn has a heavy. I have a medium. I found a character to where she comes with her own, which then unlocked the one that does like the flight system
Oh,
situation.
yeah.
So yeah,
She's
so
probably the best in scales.
yeah. So I mean, it's a mixed bag. So I mean, it's a mixed bag of teams. So I always looked at the shield fighters. I gave them heavies.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do too. I mean, I give Lynn
Mhm.
hers and
I always run around with whoever it is, the dude who has got the giant buster.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. The first time I did that, I was like, all right, this game I slept on for 2 months. I can't wait to get it again in this one.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we went from Pokemon ZA. They kind of gave us a glimpse of it. Definitely picking it up. Are y'all picking it up?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
that's day one.
sure.
That's day one.
And then so this actually we went into Dragon Drive, but we kind of talked a little bit about Dragon Drive. Looking at the Playhouse, so that it looks like it's going to be really competitive, a whole lot of fun. Then we got the showcase number 1 of third parties.
Yes.
And so the first third party game that we got to see was Elden Ring.
Which that's what everybody anticipated.
That's why Nintendo had it first.
Yeah, because it's the tarnished edition, so it has both the game and the DLC.
Yep.
But once again, and that was another thing leading into what we were talking about earlier with the confusion around regular carts and these key cards.
Yeah.
You really start seeing that most third-party developers are gonna opt for this key card.
And we're already seeing it with some of the ones that have been announced.
And Elden Ring's one of them. So it is
okay.
I want to see how it runs. Because right now the only game that was one of those impossible ports that they keep using, even with the Switch 2, Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk ran amazing. So I'm curious to see how this runs.
Yeah. So what's interesting is, and I guess we'll go ahead and throw this out here for the key cards, because I know there's misinformation about the key cards as well. And I think the idea of it is actually, I think this is the real, this really is what digital should be. But
it should,
essentially,
you have part of the game. So how it works is you have a key card that looks like a physical cartridge. You put it in, and it downloads the rest of the game. And the cartridge is literally the key for the disc, right?
Right.
And but after that point, it treats itself like a physical cart. So you pop it in, take it out as if it was a regular card. The cool thing about it is that now you can give that card to somebody else, and it does the same thing. So the digital side of the download is not just for you. And 2, you can sell that back, which is huge because that was the only advantage that Steam really has to me as far as digital is that you can return a game within the first 2 hours. But this allows you to play the whole game. If you want to return it at some point in time, you can return it for whatever the offering price is at that point.
I'm curious how that's going to work on.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like we
gotta wait and see on that. In my opinion,
I think it's going to drop. I think the return price is going to drop a lot heavier to encourage people to hold on. But so at that point, you can choose to delete the rest of the game if you want to, but it's not one of those that's stuck on just your device that you have to pass on. It's like a digital physical.
Well, the best way I've explained it to people is the way PlayStation and Xbox has been doing it for a while. The only difference between the cards is Nintendo still have games that you don't have to install because they're fitting on the cartridge, or even in this case, like with Cyberpunk, it's on a 64 gig card and it's all on the cart. So it's like, okay, you're not using your memory at all with that, minus the saves, of course. But the game is not taking up any space. It's all on the cartridge. And that's something that Xbox and PlayStation doesn't offer. Like, no matter the size of the game, you're installing it.
Yeah.
So at least there's a difference there. And I like the fact that Nintendo put it on the case. Like, hey, heads up, if you don't have enough space, this is going to be a problem. Don't think you're buying this and saving space. It's going to be utilizing space. Now, much in the same vein what T-Vod said, I don't know why Square did this. Like, Square I don't know, they just keep finding ways to disappoint me. Like, first,
that really does.
It makes no sense.
I actually did not know that Bravely Default is on a. That's so bizarre.
It's
because
11 gigs. Like, come on.
The lowest right now is 16. Now, is it not? Isn't it 16, 32, and 64?
8 is the lowest, I believe.
8 is the lowest. Okay, okay.
So they don't put it on an 8-card gig. or 8 cart, 8 gig cart. And
That's
then
crazy, man.
that's
I don't
They,
know where
they,
they go.
they must really, they must not be sure how well that's gonna sell. I mean, it was a 3DS game, right?
Yeah.
But still, 2
So-
extra gigs or
Yeah.
3 extra gigs. Come
Cheaping
on,
out,
now.
man. It's crazy.
Now I will say, like, I don't know, like you said, they may not even have confidence in the game. But something tells me this won't be the last. I got a feeling Final Fantasy is going to be like this too.
I think that's my expectation.
Yeah, it is going to be like
Which
this
is
too.
foolish.
Now, looking at Bravely Default, because they showed that Treehouse, they had like an extra mode in it too, to where it was like it reminded me of Mystical Ninja. Whenever you would get into the robot to do your fights, you use like the 2 Joy-Cons in mouse mode, and you would like fighting a dragon. And so it's kind of like you're blocking the attacks from the dragon using the mouses, and then also you would pull back on levers to shoot at them. And then also there were like other tasks. So people were like, "Oh, I'm hot," so then you have to switch it from like hot to cold in there and blow the whistle 3 times. So it's a lot of mouse movement, which was interesting. But yeah, I don't understand why you're putting 11 gigs on a key card.
Right.
Like that's just being cheap. Like all the way cheap.
Yeah.
Full stop.
But
Full stop.
this is the same people who gave us the all digital versions of all the Kingdom Hearts. So
The cloud version, yeah.
I still can't believe that. I mean, I can, but it's
I
just,
can,
just
but now
think-
I'm
it's just thinking about it. It's just like that's so dumb, man. But
Yeah.
anyway, Yeah.
So then we got to see Hades 2, which I'm assuming is finally being out of early access.
is it a launch game?
Did they say?
No,
I don't know. I don't think we
so.
got the release for it.
There were
I think
only a
they're-
few people that said launch day, and I don't think they were one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think
Yeah.
so either.
Okay.
The original Hades was really good. I've yet to beat it still. But for those who don't know, it's the premise of being in Hades as as Hades, as being the sun, and trying to escape the underworld. Is that what they call it? I can't remember those.
Oh,
yeah, it's the underworld. That's like Greek mythology stuff.
Yeah. And so you have to fight different minions of Hades, like Cerberus and whatnot, to make it up the levels of Hades in order to escape. And it's a roguelike. It's really good, very well done.
Yeah.
So Hades 2 specifically, I don't know what it's about, but you follow a different character and kind of the same type of trial manner, which seems really interesting. I think I am going to pick this one up. I just never wanted to pick it up as early access. I don't do that.
Yeah.
Then we got to see, and actually I kind of want to bring this up while y'all are talking. Then we got to see Street Fighter.
Boom.
Street
There
Fighter
it is.
and that was like, okay, so now we actually now we're serious.
Yeah.
Now I ain't playing around. Which I think Andre was the one who called it on games that he was hoping that would come to the Switch too.
Now, I was just thoroughly surprised to start seeing those comparisons after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Because people start doing the comparisons with like the PS4 Pro, the Series
I was
S,
about to bring
and
that up.
that, man,
To show
that
that,
looks
yeah.
good. Yeah,
It's
compare
wild
those.
how close in comparison they actually are.
Yeah.
Let me stop this real quick. Go ahead and keep talking. My fault, Jack.
Oh no, I was just saying like how impressive it was because the comparison video is gonna be what they're gonna be. You either watch them or you don't. But
Mhm.
in reality, like seeing like the details being better on the Switch 2, this portable handheld versus PS4 Pro, Series S, I'm like, okay, now I'm looking forward to more Mortal Kombat 1. Like I need a better version of Mortal Kombat 1 to come out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then Tekken as well, because like I have Tekken 8 on my PC, which, like I said, it's hit or miss on that doggone ROG Ally. Like it's so hit or miss, no matter what you adjust it with. So I'm looking to play something solid, and I got a feeling that they could pull it off, especially when we're talking about what this is doing. I'm pretty sure Blaze Blue is gonna follow behind this. Like I said, Tekken, not Mario Kart, Mortal Kombat is gonna follow suit. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they pull off.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, because this one, even looking in these comparisons between the three, obviously, clearly the Switch 2 looks better than the PlayStation 4, and it is close with the PS4 and the PS5.
Very close.
It is
Very close.
This is gonna happen, man. Like, just once we get these true lineups just like this, we're gonna keep seeing this throughout the year for the other games that come. It's gonna lean more towards the PS5, Xbox Series versions.
Yep.
It's just going to, off the nature of what the tech's in there.
Yep.
Hi, Vicky.
Hey, Vicky.
Oh, Vicky. Okay.
Yeah, she graced us with a present.
Right.
Hello.
So I'm really excited to pick that one up, and that was kind of the whole reason why I was waiting, in particular on Street Fighter 6. I figured this because this isn't like the regular Street Fighter 6, right? It's Street Fighter 6 with the DLC too.
Yeah, both seasons.
Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to wait. Year 1 and 2 Fighters Edition is what they call it.
I guess
where did we get these names from?
I don't know. That was just like the Super Street Fighter or Six World or Tournament Edition or Champion.
Here's the version you guys catching up with version, which is probably a good deal. Years 1 to 2. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's still. I mean, maybe I'm out of loops. I haven't kept up ever since Mai came out in Street Fighter 6, but it does. I guess it kind of stealth confirms when Elena gets in too, because she's at the end of the season. So,
yeah.
I need to pick that game up again, my Kimberly. But yeah, that version looks great. Yeah, I did watch the bit of it they showed in Treehouse as well, and they were very, certain to make us know that's not the full version, which that makes sense. It's common for Treehouse, but I did see a couple of small drops here and there when they're on. I think it was the French stage, whatever. But yeah, overall, yeah, it looks really great. Looks really great, man.
And then they also got Amiibo too, which is wild.
Which is crazy.
I saw that. I was like, they got me with the Kimberly. Oh,
they did both versions, right? They did the Amiibo and they did the card Amiibo.
And the card.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was wild.
And they both look
How
good.
did y'all get that? How did y'all? Nintendo was like, "Good job, Capcom. Y'all been 3 in a row. Good job."
I tell you what, if we get like a God Liu Kang amiibo,
that would actually be clean.
I'm all over that.
I
like his design, Mortal Kombat 1 too. So yeah. Fire God Liu Kang.
So we went from Street Fighter to another game, and watching and looking at this game the first time that it came up, my first thought was like, dang, Monolith Soft then turned around the game that fast? How you know with a game this soon? Like y'all just took my money. What happened?
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Geronimo.
You talking about the Daemon X Machina? Or,
Yep.
You know what? That was the one game. I can't remember. What was it? It might have been on one of the Winging It podcast episodes where it was one show I was watching the past week or so. I kind of just posted in chat. I was like, I would not be surprised if I just typed DXM2 because they announced that like random, like Marvelous announced it randomly like 3-some years ago. They just said, yeah, we're announcing. I think it was like an announcement in Japan that just bled over here because the internet. Yeah, we're working on the sequel to Daemon X Machina. I think it was called Titanic Scion or whatever. And that was it.
Yep.
And then I was like, they've been too quiet.
Yeah. The only other time that they showed it off which is ironic, is what was that year that they had their own direct? They had like and it came out of random too. I don't know if it was during our showcase season, but it was like they showed off that and Rune Factory and
they do their little directs off.
Okay.
It might have been last year.
I think maybe it was last year. And I think that was the same time that they showed off the
it mi-
Pokemon, like that new Pokemon, the arcade thing for Pokemon Go that's over in Japan. And they were showing off the Naruto cards and all that. But at the very end of that
Oh.
was not. It wasn't even really gameplay. You just seen like a face or maybe like a area, a map or something like that, and then it just went black again, and you're like, huh. And yeah, like you said, ever since then, they ain't said not a word. They were like, we cooking. Our pot boiling. We over here cooking. Don't worry about us.
Right.
So that game, and what's crazy is that game. I love mech games. You know, I love what's the joint that we're playing right now? Armored Core.
Xenoblade X.
Yeah,
Armored Core, right?
Yeah, I love Armored Core. I love the original Daemon X Machina. But this game looks really fast. Like this don't look like the same speed as any of those games, and I'm not even talking about frame rate. Like this actually looks like a fast game.
Yeah, it looks a lot different from that first one.
Yeah,
like just the direction of straight up mech suits versus they're doing like exosuits.
Yeah,
it's interesting. I did not expect that at all. Just so I'm with it.
They decided they were going to take a second shot at the whole Anthem idea. Please don't mess it up.
I don't think they will.
That first one did pretty well. So
it does. Yeah.
I think this might be. I think until we get the full blowout of how this game actually goes about, I think it's going to be under the radar for a while.
Yeah. Because we didn't get a release date on this. Did it say 2025? Maybe.
Didn't it say 2025?
Did it?
Oh.
I know right now. I'm about to.
Because I was pretty sure it said 2025, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think we only had one thing that was 2026.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was that From Software game.
Oh, September 5th, 2025.
Okay. Oh,
so
what?
It's like
birthday month? Oh man, hold on.
So it's relatively soon.
Hold
on. And then we got one of the great games from my boy, Split Fiction.
Yeah.
That made so much sense. That made so much sense. I was like, all right, cool, good. It's gonna be there. Got it.
Joseph in the building.
And I was happy to hear that, it was at the event for people to try out, because I was curious to see like how it would play and how it would function. And so everybody was like, hey, I mean, minus of course, a few things they have to drop down on it visually. It runs on par with the current games. So, because split screen is going to take a lot of resources from a device. But the fact that, this game is playable, is functioning. He said it's going to be on launch day. So I would imagine it was going to be there. So everything that's at these events is going to be there day one minus Donkey Kong. But it's one of those games like I've been holding all for, because I had this feeling Joseph wasn't going to let me down. Like, I had this feeling he wasn't going to let me down, and he didn't let me down.
And it's tight too, because they talked about and this is another one of those games, right, where the chat feature like really comes in handy.
Yeah, this is gonna be perfect. I didn't even think about that, because like I said, you have the app already to where you can play if you don't own it, but now it's like, okay, now we can chat. Now we can sit here and we can really talk to each other about like how we want to do this. Yeah, jeez.
That's so smart that they were able to get it ready for launch. That's so good. They're about to. I forgot what the studio's name is, but they're about to clean up this year, man.
Yeah.
That one game alone, they're about to clean up. I gotta get that, man.
So then we got we got EA finally coming with the FC and Madden as well.
Look at our logos.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this, because I know how this goes. Because I've been around long enough, and I've played 2K long enough. If anybody ever questions me about 2K, no, I date back to Dreamcast. Day one, I purchased I've had every 2K, every one. So you can't say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Yes, I do. I know how these bastards operate. So what 2K is gonna do, they're gonna be the ones to give you them game cards. So go ahead and get that prepared. They're not putting all that. You're going to prepare that
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
And this first year, you're not getting the next generation version. They'll do it next time. Because they shady. I don't know why they do it. Because even like this year, this is the first year PC's got the next generation version. Like they could have had the next generation version for like the past 2 years, and they just did it this year. So I don't know what their issue is with these delays. I don't know if they have partnership with Sony and Xbox to where they ensure that these things are taken care of before everything else comes on board. But I would be thoroughly surprised if they show up and say, hey, we have the city and everything else for this particular game. And then also with WWE, they have like the island thing with this new one. But the fact that they didn't even they didn't even say 5. They didn't say 2. They didn't even say 2K25. They just said WWE 2K and NBA 2K. That bothers me because they does. Like I know they shade.
The stuff like that be messing me up. Yeah,
but they give them 1 ounce of grace. This system comes out in June. They have not talked to us about 226 yet, so. I'm going to go out and say they can't say it, even though we know it's coming. But they can't say it because they have yet to announce 26. I'm going to give them that benefit of the doubt.
The one thing I'll say to that, Jack, I can see exactly what you're saying for Madden and WWE. I think that they call it FC25 now.
Yeah, FC
26. FC26, the non-FIFA. I think that one actually might be pretty decent.
Oh yeah,
probably September because they did.
Yeah.
Which was a little jarring when I saw it. I was like, oh, now y'all did it 4 years, 5 years later, when you could have just put at the very least after that first FIFA 18 at launch year, they could have at least put in the extra resources for 19 and going forward. But hey, I'm not head of no publishing anything, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But to me, that would look really good to see and build up to now. But yeah, I think that one might be good. Be good. But
that's
the others,
that's the only one I think is gonna get is justice is FC because they've kept it around, like on the Switch. Even though they've gone out and like, hey, look, we're gonna be honest with you, this is just a roster update, but that thing still sells. Like it sells very well. So
especially in Europe.
Yes. So the fact that we're getting FC, I think that's gonna be done well. Madden, I'm curious. Like I'm really curious with Madden to see how that.
I got low expectations for him, man.
And I will say this, EA, if you do this even remotely right, I will purchase the game. I don't deal with EA like that because of just the fact that they'll be the ones that most people should complain about. $70 game, microtransactions. Like, to me, that is the worst thing you can do. Is like, not only did you charge me top dollar, but then now you're gonna keep taking money from me. Is wow. And then for anybody that's like, oh, you don't have to, for you to be able to play online, you do, because I mean, people are just not gonna deal with you unless you're at a certain level or on par with stuff. So I will give them the grace of saying you will finally get my money if you do right. Now I was surprised not to see college football. That was
kind of surprising to me too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe they just go with the more popular franchise, even though college football just blew Madden out the water.
It's like their best-selling sports release, like outside of FIFA, in like a good minute.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on over there.
So I don't know. All I can say is, and I give credit to RGT on this too. That last debacle they did with WWE, they got to come in swinging because that game ran at like 2 frames per second.
It was a slideshow.
That game was
I remember them old Spawnway videos. That's when you used to, like, early on, you used to do some little streams with like RGT in them, and I was like, they released it like that.
They released it like that. Yeah, that was bold. Woo. So I'm all for it, but the fact that they didn't show the game just leads me to believe it's because they have yet to announce the new ones, and they typically don't announce the new ones until they get probably like a month out, which is around like August or September timeframe. So because they're real tight on their schedule now. Like before, you used to get like maybe 2 or 3 months in advance when they start showing like the ratings and showing you screenshots to kind of get you prepared for the game. Now they're just like, hey, the game comes out next week. Here's the details. Like they don't even care no more. They just drop.
They're just like, we know you're gonna pull up. So.
Right. They don't even try no more. It's like, all right.
So for me, like with the 2K piece at least, we are in the 10th generation of systems, and all I ask for is one thing. Please let the clothes on my basketball player move, because I'm tired of the PlayStation 3 stiff. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you be stuck on them.
Yeah,
like attached to their body. No cloth for nothing.
That's gotta change, man. That's like.
Hey, the hair don't move at all either. The dreads be
the tight
static dreads.
Curry's beard is bleached.
Like,
I'm like, what is going on, dude?
It's all
looking between it on there.
Clean beard. Like, y'all gotta start. We still.
Hey, real talk. If you notice, like 2K had this weird thing with their eyes.
Yeah, they're like the beady eye type thing, right?
Yeah, like where they'll like kind of like it'll be beady, but also too they'll kind of look to the side.
Super
they're supposed to be talking to you.
The Bethesda things, man.
Yeah, thanks, coach. I be, they be like, who you talking to?
What are you looking at?
I still got Starfield fresh in my mind, so thinking of them like looking at you while talking, like crazy.
Look at me. Yeah. So I need those. Those are the things that I really need them to change and step up on, because like it shouldn't be that. There's no reason why it shouldn't be that. And I feel like even early 2K games on the 360 and PS3, they at least had the the moving clothes and all that other stuff. We Nintendo fans are still getting static clothes. Like this is GameCube.
Well, that was part of the problem too, and you're starting to see it in the community. Those games moved better than even the next gen versions now. Like the next gen versions are very stiff. So I don't know what they did different, but even when people were showing like the Kobe, what was it? 2K11 had Jordan on
14. Oh yeah.
And then 14.
11
then you
had
had
Jordan.
10 with Kobe.
Yeah. So it was like you saw the fluid movement. Like it was just unbelievable, and then we went backwards somehow. I don't know. So
it was like from 2K9, 09 to 11 and 12.
Yeah.
That's when they started going back.
Yeah.
I don't
know, man. But yeah, I'm with you. I mean, sports is on my top 3 of genres, and so I you can catch me with a sport game any time of the day, whether it's hockey, baseball, football, whatever. But man, EA and 2K have not been doing a good job. I need them to show up. I do.
Slacking.
Yeah.
So in all irony, at least I find it kind of ironic. The game that was shown off after EA with Madden and FC was Hogwarts Legacy. I just find that ironic because EA used to have
that was wild to me. Actually, no, something that they showed later was a little more wild to me. But that I was like, oh, there it is. Thank you everyone that bought it on Switch, because every time it went on sale, it was like top 10 on the
eShop. Is this at what, $10 now at this point? Like 10, 12?
Yeah, it goes down. I think it's like 15. Yeah, 10, 15, something like that.
Gotcha.
So it was one that I was like, do I really go ahead and buy this again? I even asked Baby Sandstorm. I
didn't even. I still haven't gotten the game. Period.
Hey, the reason why you shouldn't buy it again is because they're literally right now working on either 2 or a online MMO.
So then we got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4.
Cross-gen, Switch 1 and Switch 2.
Great, but not great.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was
like, that's Tony Hawk 3 and 4.
Right, like it's here, but I don't like what they did with the game. So it's like, okay.
It makes me struggle too.
Hey, if they throw Mario in there as a character,
we already got the SpongeBob level.
Yeah, they put the SpongeBob in there.
Is that like a brand new thing, or is that something?
Yeah. It wasn't in there originally.
We're gonna save that for the Switch 2 Direct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the reveal like 2 weeks ago. That's kind of funny.
So then we got Hitman, both Hitman announced, and Project 007.
Yeah.
which-
Yeah,
That
I'm ready to
that-
strangle people.
that was,
all.
you know what? I actually kind of forgotten about that one until right now. But now that you remind me, that's one I actually might actually get, because the Hitman games, they look
Mhm.
like a great, like they're really just, they're stealth games, but it's like really sandboxy.
Yeah.
So I've always it's one of those games where I'm like, I want to try it, but then something else comes out and I forget about it. But it's
Mhm.
Yeah,
always
like-
in like a wish list somewhere.
They're hit or miss for me because it's like
Miss
I
me.
liked Hitman 2, but then like this last Hitman just came out, I'm like, like they're
Wait. There's two iterations of it. They got the newer
Old
one and the
one,
old one. You
old
talking
one,
about
yeah.
the old one or the new one?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
okay.
The originals. Okay.
yeah. So I mean, that's when I got into them, but yeah, it's like because every time I think of stealth, I always go back to
Metal Gear.
no, because I
think
don't like
Splinter Cell
Metal Gear.
first,
Splinter Cell, that's what I
personally.
think of. Because
I
Metal
think
Gear, I
Chaos
don't like
Theory.
Metal Gear,
Mhm.
but I like
Yeah.
Splinter Cell because I feel like they did it the right way. So
Mhm.
Hitman is cool. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's just I can't pull it off sometimes. Like, I really can't pull it off sometimes.
Yeah. I want.
Hey, you
Yeah,
mess around and
easily.
get caught.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Now
you
Way
got
out.
no one.
Yeah.
Full.
I want to
Yeah.
give it a try for sure. I wish they would have the old ones available too, but then you wouldn't get the
Yeah,
new ones. So I
right.
get it right.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're not
Yeah.
available. Yeah.
I want the
Always a
old
reason.
ones
Yeah.
because the old ones definitely was like
Yeah,
classic, man. Those are like I felt really
Yep.
stealthy at that time.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I felt they did it okay. You know what I'm saying? But for the time that they had it
Mhm.
out or whatever. But yeah, these new ones, I look at gameplay online with them, and I'm like, it's like y'all said, it's a
Yeah.
hit or miss. Because I look at some stuff like, wait, they didn't see
Yeah.
you,
Right. On a,
or they don't know
Yeah.
something up.
It's
Like,
really,
like-
it's actually has a layer of silliness to it.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah,
like Metal Gear
yeah,
silliness,
yeah.
where you can just be just out of their line of sight, and it's like they could have been seen it. They just have
Right.
they got the cone vision.
Right.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of a bit of.
I saw this one video.
No, I was gonna
Oh,
just.
go ahead. I saw this one. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was
You
gonna.
good.
I was gonna. My bad. I was gonna say, yeah. I think that's what they did with the newer Hitman. Just kind of made the cone vision. But yeah, go ahead, Vito.
Yeah, no, I really hate that because it's like, I saw this one video where somebody like, I guess it was in this one mission where you had to go inside like I don't know if it was a hotel or some kind of party going on. Anyway, you was in the bathroom and you was waiting on somebody, and where you was at, it's like, bruh, how they came into the room, they should have been able to see
Mhm.
your feet, and they didn't. The person went over, started using. I'm like, whoa.
Mhm.
Like you didn't see me? Okay, yeah, you deserve it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, I wanted to be more. I don't know. I wouldn't play it on Switch. I actually wouldn't even play the games at all. Just because I started seeing the gameplay and
Mhm.
stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't want to like sully my Switch.
Oh man, he's looking.
Stuff.
You know, it's like, look, this Hitman world of assassin. You know, all that. Like, no.
Yeah.
Boo this
Like putting
country.
Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed on Switch too. It's like, nah.
Yeah, I feel that.
I understand. Well, we know that's probably gonna happen. It
Oh
just
yeah,
didn't
that's
count.
gonna happen.
Same.
Sure.
That shall's
Oh,
gonna
most
be
definitely.
they
Most definitely.
need that
Shadows is
money.
definitely
Yeah.
gonna be
Oh,
on.
yeah.
I mean, they already put the Star Wars joint on there, so
Yeah.
Which
I-
I really
oh,
wish
yeah.
Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed would
definitely.
have replaced that, but
yeah.
Yeah, if they had Shadows there, I would have been like, okay, I'll wait for the price drop for the Switch 2 version if
Mhm.
it runs well. But you know,
Mhm.
but yeah,
So next we got a not necessarily a new IP, but a new game, in the form of Age of
the imprisonment.
Imprisonment.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the second Zelda game that you don't play as Link, but the first game that is 3D now that you don't play as Link as well, or Link. We don't even know. I doubt Link will be in this game.
He probably would be in there. Yeah.
Nah.
If
This is definitely
even
like
if
a
it's
trip
how
to the
they-
past.
yeah, even if they try to do what they did with the story and plot stuff in Age of Calamity,
Mhm.
I don't think Link will be there at all. He shouldn't be.
He shouldn't be there.
No.
No.
He shouldn't be there.
Yeah. So
Unless they pull some magic thing and have that robot like transport him.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Like that one robot.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, I will say I am interested in this game for 2 reasons. One, to see if they're using their new engine based off of like the new Dynasty Warriors they just released.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a new engine they have for it?
Yeah, because that game runs so much smoother than those older Dynasty Warrior games. So looking forward to that. And then also the story.
To hear about that then.
Oh yeah. So because like even the story, along with just how smooth it runs, because I mean we've expressed it on the Winging It podcast before. Like a lot of people was like, oh, just look bad. I'm like, but these games have always run bad. Like Dynasty Warriors games have always gotten these spin-offs, whether it was One Piece or anything else. They don't run that great. They really don't. But
it's part of the expectation. Yeah,
exactly.
It's like No More Heroes. It's like it's always gonna look a little weird.
The Fire Emblem one was straight though.
Yeah,
the Fire Emblem was straight.
I heard that one was good. Yeah, I heard that one was
solid. It's one of those things to where like, okay, I want to see how smooth this runs. And I mean, even in the direct, you saw how many enemies were just like on one screen, and it was ridiculous. Like
like
there's a lot of bokoblins on that screen. Yeah, there's a lot of bokoblins on that screen. So I mean, I just want to see how it runs, the story in itself, the fights and how many characters you can actually have, and some of the combos and stuff you can pull off. Because I didn't get a chance to play. Well, I did have a chance, I just didn't buy it. Was Age of the Calamity. Yeah. And that was solely because I saw how it ran, and I was like, I'm cool. So
it was a really fun game. It was a really fun game, but yeah, that frame rate in the later ones, when you get to like the Akala area. Like the autumn looking area. Oof. Yeah. But it was a fun game though. But yeah.
Oh, Dorsey's spitting some knowledge.
Okay.
So I already have an idea which link it is. Oh, okay.
Oh, I see. I know. What she's
it's not going to be our
regular
link.
That's a good.
Trying to go with
that's a good look, actually. Okay.
Oh, that's how they're going to make us buy it. Oh.
Yeah.
I was thinking of skipping it, but if they're going to bring.
Yeah. And Cisco, you know what she's talking about too?
Yeah. Okay. I think I have an idea.
I think I have an idea too.
I'm tired of the Warrior games. I can't do it. So I said no. We got 3. This is the 3rd Hyrule Warriors. Then we got 2 Fire Emblem ones. No, enough. And the Fire Warriors too. Enough is enough. I can't do them.
Well, I don't play them that frequently, so I understand though. They are they're about mostly the same type of game, just different flavor or whatever. You got the anime ones, you got the Nintendo ones.
It was like pulling teeth getting me to finish Age of Calamity. I was like,
really?
I can't do this anymore.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I never played the first Hyrule Warriors, even on Wii U. I never played that one. Not because I didn't. Oh, you did?
Yeah, I didn't play the Switch version. I played the 3DS, the new 3DS, and the Wii U version. Yeah.
Okay. And they got mad because they put the 3DS version with all the content, and I was like, "Why are you guys doing this?"
Right.
We knew why. We was there.
Don't give us a hint, Joyce.
Yeah, don't give us a hint.
Don't give a hint.
I'm not that far. I might not be that far.
Oh, yeah, don't give it. Yeah, actually, don't give a hint.
Because I got it. Because now that Tears of the Kingdom is gonna play like it's gonna play, I got to go finish it now.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I gotta finish mine up. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been enjoying it so far. I've been having a blast.
I'm gonna get all the unlockables.
Yeah.
Depths. I got all the shrines. That was fun to do. But yeah, everything else for sure.
So we moved on to one that was super. I'm gonna change the song. The title of the song is hot because the next piece that we got was hot. It was fire. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It was. So we finally got the Nintendo Dolphin, everybody. All right. We finally got the Nintendo Dolphin.
Dolphin.
Yeah. GameCube is finally in the building,
which I was completely wrong on, because I think some months ago we had been talking about this whole GameCube situation and it coming to the expansion pack, and I was like, nah, Nintendo's just gonna re-release them bad boys as remasters or remakes, because why not, But yeah, I mean, the fact that this is here, do you think that means that whole Wind Waker rumor is out the door now that it's on NSO?
Yeah, it's out the door. I'm not gonna say there's no way, but like you're not even using the Wii U at this point. I could see if we were in the Wii U era and they were like, okay, but here's the Wii U version and you get all the features that the Wii U has.
Yeah.
You're literally at this point just getting an upres version of the game with the stale cloth, the red cloth or whatever added to it. Outside of that, it's the same game. No, I don't think it's coming. I think that's it.
That's a tough one. People hate that.
And the same for what's the other Zelda game?
Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess.
It was right there. Why couldn't they port it? I didn't buy it for Wii U. I was waiting on that one.
Those were, especially Wind Waker HD. Those were big standouts during the Wii U era. Like it was like, oh snap, that lighting though. And then the red sail is nice. I don't think it's required. Some of the stuff they did later on in the game, progression wise, was nice. But again, I don't think it's mandatory to enjoy.
It's gonna die on that hill. Sorry, those we thought it was Xenoblade Chronicles X.
That's why I broke down. I say every week now I'm on this show. That's why I broke down years ago and was like, let me go ahead and just find someone on eBay. Let me get the Wii U copy of X because it's not coming. And then the next year they announced 3, and I was like, yeah, okay, I feel better about this. But then I played 3, and I was like, nah, there's a number of things that makes me think they toying around with X back there with the X Definitive Edition. But
yep, it's not happening now. So
on Switch 3. Release it on Switch 2.
I'm curious about that.
So I think that we like the slew of the games that we got was kind of crazy. One that I didn't think was gonna happen at all. This was now if Jack was talking about they were gonna release these games as separate titles, this was the one that I guaranteed was gonna be a separate title. But Soul Calibur 2?
Yeah.
What? That blew my mind.
Fire Emblem Path of Radiance on there too.
Yeah.
That's a good look.
That better bring all collector prices down.
Right.
It should. It really should.
Because that game be sitting at 100 and something.
Yeah, it stay there.
And then we also got so listen now. Speak with your now we're making moves, so you need to speak with your wallet. Now we got F-Zero GX. Now we got one of the best
GX.
F-Zeros. Yes.
F-Zero GX is gonna be exactly what Geronimo said about Metroid. People keep asking for it, but they're not gonna play it.
They're not gonna play it.
They're gonna get bodied.
Create a card. Like, why would you?
I'm gonna tell you, for people that said, "Oh, I want to play F-Zero," and they haven't played it, and they go to story mode, they'll walk away from it.
They're gonna get bodied, man.
Because story mode is annoying.
They're gonna get hurt. They're gonna get their feelings hurt. It's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait for that. Yeah.
Because that one threw me. That one, the story mode in that is like really unforgiving, especially because you can only play it as Captain Falcon.
Yep.
I'm like, I
never finished it.
I don't use Captain Falcon in the first place. Yeah. Why are y'all giving it to me? So then we got a few other games in this list, and we obviously know that this is going to grow at some point. We got Mario Sunshine. Whoa, they still gonna stick by that, huh?
Hey,
Mario All Stars.
Right.
They love that game. I don't think it's a bad game, but apparently a lot of people hate Sunshine. But
I think it's decent.
It's not a bad game. It's got some glaring things in it,
yeah.
But it's not the first old school 3D Mario I'll go back to. I'll just say it like that. I'll go to the Galaxies first. For sure.
Yeah, Galaxy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can't beat Galaxy.
Yeah.
We got Pokemon Gale of Darkness,
which surprised me.
That
we can get some home functionality. I'll be happy.
Yo, that would be wild.
That would just like back in the day, because like Coliseum was literally the bridge between because that was when Ruby Sapphire was out.
Yeah.
That was before you can trade. Those came out, then Fire Red Leaf Green came out. You couldn't trade them until you beat those games, like those main badges and Leaf 4 and stuff. But I remember you could trade. Because a cousin of mine had it. You could trade through Coliseum and then trade into the other game, no problem. It was like a perfect bridge. So you can get other Pokemon in there without even having to like stress about it. These are cool. I don't think that these have ever come out the vault since the GameCube. I don't think I've ever seen these.
And let us have Dark Lugia. Let him
That's Shadow
free off of Shadow Lupe. Let him free off of that game.
Same J Big, same. That was when I was like, I liked it as a back then, but I never was like this game trash. Like,
hey, that's why sometimes you gotta stay off the internet with certain things. Like you'll realize people hate your favorite game. Like
Hyperbole City, man. I hate it. I love it. No middle. Like, but yeah,
we got
all good announcements.
We got Super Mario Strikers.
That's the one I want.
Good one. The good
That's
one.
cool.
That's a good one.
That's cool.
Because we haven't had a good Strikers in a minute. Yes. Because this last one, I'm like, I don't know. Nintendo seemed like they phoned in all these.
I wasted my
games.
money.
I don't know. It's like they didn't even try. They just put them out there to get people to shut up. I
wasted my money.
I wasted my money on that.
I'm sorry, y'all. When they first showed it.
Because I literally don't know what was going on because I never played these Strikers game. I didn't know
Some
what
seem
was
off
going
about
on.
it.
But I started actually playing. I started just playing it as like just I play soccer.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? I'm just playing it as that, and then I'm starting to get the hang of it. But I'm like, why are we here?
And then if you play the GameCube one, you'd be like, all right, night and day. Because even the Wii one was but yeah, the GameCube one is top notch for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So then we got Chibi Robo, Luigi's Mansion, the original.
Shout out to all Luigi Mansion games on the Switch too.
Yes.
Shout out. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's actually awesome. Yeah.
Pokemon Coliseum. Now, one thing I will say, I think Eternal Darkness will come at some point.
On a mature app for sure.
What was gonna be dope is Custom Robo. With this whole chat thing now. I think you find some revitalization in that game.
That's coming 100%. Even though they didn't say in this slate, it's 100% coming because, and I didn't actually notice until this Switch generation where like there was 2 Japan only ones on the Nintendo 64. You can only play those on the Japanese N64 and the Soul app. And I was like, wait, they had these back then over there? That's crazy. So because those are around, I do think Custom Robo is going to come on this for sure in the future.
Yeah.
Come out.
So Dark Boy asked a question. If you guys have any questions, I didn't even put that out. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. We'll throw it up here for you guys. He asked, do y'all think we will see third-party games on GameCube NSO? Because there are a lot of third-party games on the GameCube.
I say yes because of how they named it. They named it Nintendo GameCube Nintendo Classics. So I think you had to have been like a top tier seller for this for your game to show up here. And I think that's why like you see Soul Calibur, that's a third party game. With Link in it. So if it was like a dog on there, then maybe it'll show up. That's why I was like, I thought we were gonna see Beautiful Joe for sure.
That was my first thought. I was like, finally, give my guy some love. Yes, Okami is great. That's out on like 4 different platforms now. Bring Beautiful Joe back. He had a show back in the day. He was out here. Bring both games back. Bring the Smash Bros. Clone 2, Red Hot Rumble. Bring them all back. Since you don't want to do it yourself, Capcom.
So with that in mind, if like we're going off that premise, I pulled up real quick and I'll only list off like the top, let's say the top 20.
Okay.
Based off, now mind you, this is Wikipedia, so this could be all the way wrong.
So Lost Kingdom be in that top 20. Anyway,
so they have Melee, Double Dash, Sunshine, Wind Waker, Luigi's Mansion, Metroid Prime, Animal Crossing, Mario Party 4, Coliseum, Mario Party 5 and 7, Thousand Year Door, Star Fox Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Mario Party 6, Pikmin, Resident Evil 4, Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut, Strikers, and Twilight Princess. Now, granted, because we got Yellow Darkness, right?
Yeah,
that's on the slate.
20. That's 21. That's number
21.
Huh.
So the only one that's really not on there is Chibi Robo.
And Chibi Robo is nowhere on this list. So, and mind you, this is $1 million and up.
But
so, this is $1 million and up. So, because Sonic Gems collection was at 1 million at 36.
I didn't know so $1 million. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Killer 7 wouldn't be bad as
I
well.
used to love that one.
So I mean, they got all the sports games here. So you got golf, you got tennis, you had strikers. Like I said, you got Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, Kirby Air Ride, Sonic Heroes, which that's one of the sleepers I think.
Yeah.
Sonic
Oh,
franchise.
yes.
But yeah,
There's a
I
lot
mean,
of fancy heroes.
if we're going off of that list of classics, the only other ones I would throw in there, and I know we're not getting, is the sports games from EA.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
Yeah,
I don't care.
I would
what
love for
you-
Volume NBA
Which
Street to come
which is
back.
the one that has Mario in it? Mario
Volume
in it.
3. But
Volume
that's not the
3.
one I want.
Yeah.
I
I
know.
want-
That one-
I want to.
Volume
That's
2.
Unanimous. We
Volume
want-
2, sir.
Mhm, that was the one.
Mhm.
That was the one.
Yeah. What up, Kotetsu? Appreciate you coming
Kotetsu.
through, bro.
Yo. Oh,
Um,
Killer 7. That'll
yeah,
probably,
Killer
that's
7.
probably gonna. Yeah. That's part of the Capcom 5, right?
yeah.
Yep, that's probably coming.
Yep. So, yeah. I mean, I feel like Res 4 is like a no-brainer that would probably come as well too. But we'll
Yeah.
see
Mhm.
if they decide to bring.
Oh, yeah,
4
that-
HD.
you gotta just keep re-releasing that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep making them better.
Keep the tradition going.
Keep it going. It's another like Skyrim. Just keep it going.
Yeah.
Skyrim,
No,
Last of Us, and now Resident Evil 4. Just keep it rolling.
Yes, those are the ones.
Final thoughts. Well, what do you think, Cisco? You think we're getting third party?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I don't see why we wouldn't.
So he said GoldenEye Rogue Agent. I'm not a huge fan of Rogue Agent.
I
But-
never played that one. I
but-
played Nightfire. It was decent. It was a blockbuster rental.
Yeah.
It was decent.
Mega Man,
True Crimes,
Network
though.
Transmission.
Yeah.
Get
Mm,
that one in there.
If we could get the True Crimes games.
that would be clean. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, they're gonna. I'm telling you, they're gonna.
LA,
They're gonna
Yeah.
do another. They're gonna do another mature app like they did with the N64, and
I would like
those
that.
will probably be in there. Eternal Darkness will be in
Mhm.
there that I
Mhm.
mentioned earlier.
So
Mhm.
now, Eternal Darkness, how is that working now? Because a lot of the crazy stuff that happened, I
Doesn't
think
roll
Oh
over.
right, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know then.
Some
That-
of, some of
that-
those things still work.
Yeah,
but,
some of them do. Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part,
That would be
a lot
very
of those
specific.
gimmicks don't work because volumes don't work that way anymore. Your
Channels don't.
memory cards is not gonna work because you're playing on the Switch.
Star
Mhm.
Wars,
Ooh, it would be dope if we saw
That's
Star Wars,
crazy.
Rogue
Hey,
Squadron.
Rogue Squadron?
Rogue Leader?
Rogue Squad.
Hold
Yeah.
on,
but we didn't
Yeah.
see it on the other one. So
that's true. Factor
Yeah.
5.
Kill that
And that was-
fast.
yeah,
Pow,
yeah, no, ain't coming. No. I mean, but,
Hopium? No.
but I hope so. I hope so.
yeah.
So we went out of the NSO piece. We also got a little bit of showing of the GameCube controller, which was cool.
Yep. That thing
That's
is never gonna die.
Listen, that's not gonna happen.
Nope.
I'm glad, man. That's one of the top 5, man. This is the GOAT.
This
It's
ain't
like the
gonna
only one
happen.
they keep alive, to be honest with you. Like
Yeah.
that has
Bro, to be honest, I'm playing Xenoblade with the
really
Are you, are you really?
wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Big
I will
old
say-
8 button to use the arts.
Yeah.
But I will say this though, similar to that freaking camera, Powerade did the same thing with this GameCube controller.
Yeah.
They
Right.
came out because they were
Mm.
they were the ones making the GameCube controller or style GameCube controllers on the Switch.
Mhm.
Now they were like, oh, we got an updated one. I'm like, wow. And it,
Yeah. Hey, they have good prices for their.
They
I
do.
got a couple of their. I mean, I got the split pad.
so
So,
if you're not an NSO member, then you can get through Powerade.
Yep.
there'll be options for sure.
Expect 8-Bit-O to follow
Oh yeah, for sure.
right behind him. So the next piece that we got was Undertale. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
One-
Well,
one-
Delta
Oh, Deltarune.
Deltarune. Yeah.
You know, that's one of those things I didn't think about, like when our predictions, but it made sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These games do really. I mean, these games do well everywhere, but they just fit perfectly on Nintendo platforms. So
This is definitely one of those games that's like people go crazy over, and I'm like, I just don't get it.
Yeah. I don't know too.
I've watched a playthrough of the first one,
Yeah.
Etika, R.I.P. But it's interesting. It's I can see why people will have a certain attachment to it because of some things they do as the narrative that
Okay.
subverts what you would do, and it has a lot of. You can look outside of just the visuals. It has a lot of DNA in like Mother and Earthbound.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, it's one of those games I like watching other people play than me playing it myself. And they have some good music too. So,
Okay.
but yeah, that pretty much confirms Chapter 3 and 4 dropping day one on Switch too. So
Yeah.
good
Then
luck.
we got another one that came at no surprise. Actually, I think Vito was the one who actually called this one. Borderlands 4.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
need all the love they can get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm actually gonna think about this version.
Me too.
It looked kind of dope.
It-
Yeah.
looked
I'm
dope.
not-
So, I mean, I'm a big fan of them as of 2. I like 2. I really like 3.
Mhm.
I played a little bit in between one. I didn't play that Wonderlands one though.
I like Tiny
No.
Tina. I like Tiny
Yeah.
Tina.
Yeah, the Tiny Tina store. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I
Mhm.
mean, like they've got them all ported on current Switch. I have the first
Mhm.
Borderlands on Switch right now, actually.
Mhm.
Like Borderlands 1. So it was kind of like Beal called it for sure.
Mhm.
As long as it's a competent version and it has full crossplay and there's no funny business, that might be the one.
Yeah, especially no
Yeah.
funny business.
Gotta pay close attention.
Borderlands
like-
on Switch is definitely like I love all the Borderlands games, but
Nice.
the thing though is that with Borderlands, there's still something that Switch was lacking for me to go jump to Borderlands,
Yeah.
and that's achievements. I got the platinum trophies for my
Mm.
Borderlands games, and Borderlands 4 is gonna come out. I'm gonna go for the platinum trophy.
Mhm.
So that's
Makes sense.
achievements. I don't know. I still don't entirely know if I really want achievements on Switch, but that was something that was like, ooh, that's one thing that
The next thing
other
they
ones
could
have
do,
over Switch for now is the achievements.
So
Yeah.
that was the one thing that we saw in Mario Kart is like the
Mhm.
in-game achievements.
Zelda has it
versus-
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Um,
They have
A
their
lot
own
of
way
games
of
have
doing
it. The Pikmin 3 Deluxe and
Pikmin
Pikmin
2,
4
yep.
achievements as well.
Mhm.
that's true. Yep,
Yep.
yep.
But I
So-
want those like trophies.
Hardware.
Look what I did.
Hardware, bro.
Look what I did. Screenshot.
Look at it.
Boom.
Yeah.
Let's do screenshots.
Yeah.
So we got a little. I think it might have been an indie game about them being on an island. I don't know too much about that.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, that's not a new game. That's been around, supposedly.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it pop up in other places after this direct, so I'm like, interesting.
Okay. Then we got Enter the Gungeon 2.
Which
That
is
was a
interesting as
surprise.
being 3D. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to ask some of my friends. I got some friends that are hardcore Enter the Gungeon fans. I was like, here, look at the trailer because they may not be as in tune Nintendo's like I am, and I'm like, what you think about that? And they're like, oh yeah, it looks dope, but just hopefully navigating the bullets is
Yeah.
good in 3D. And I was like, yeah,
Mhm.
because it's not every sequel going full 3D has been like a slam dunk, but
Right.
Yeah.
that was a cool surprise though. I didn't even think that was gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
So then we got one that looked kind of interesting to me. So if you like No Man's Sky, this looks like this is kind of along those lines. And Star Seeker,
Yeah.
Astroneer Expedition, and this was one of the ones that was the 2026.
Yeah.
So, but that one looked really interesting as far as it goes. And then we got the little montage. No. We got one more game, and then we had the montage. Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, that
That
one.
was one of them ones.
That was on that list of if it can do this, then we feel like it's strong enough. So
Mhm.
only thing that's missing from this list, of course, is GTA 6. So we'll see.
Mhm.
Man, that is actually gonna. I still hold the prediction that will come to Switch 2, but it may
Yeah,
not
it
be
will.
this year. I think they might save it for like the PC release.
PC release. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
double up the double dip, or
Mhm.
single new dip, whatever. So, but yeah,
I might double dip into the Cyberpunk, especially because I haven't gotten the DLC for it.
Okay.
it looks
Um,
good. It looks
yeah.
really good.
It does look like a competent version. Now I could just get it on the PC and play it at 60 plus frames, but
I
I
could do
think
that now, but
I think I would rather support the fact that they came over here and did their thing themselves this time. Because remember, with The Witcher, it wasn't them who
It
actually
wasn't
did
them. Yeah.
man,
So-
that's probably the biggest illuminating thing about the direct, just in general,
it. Hmm.
about these third-party ports. A lot of them are being in-house.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That says a lot.
which is crazy. That it's almost like Nintendo really didn't need whatchamacallit to buy out. Like, oh, you can't put that port over. Okay, we got a team.
Sure, that team might be for something else entirely. Looking at this,
exactly. Jay, I'm the same way. Like, I've tried Cyberpunk, and I've never given it like a full-fledged try at all. I'm gonna be all the way honest with you. Like, I have a friend that has it on PC, and his PC's maxed out. It's like, just try it. I was like, but you're already like far in the game, so
yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. So I would definitely give it a shot. Question for anybody that's played it though: is there a third-person mode? Please tell me it is.
I don't think there is.
Damn it!
I have not played it. I had an interest in it until the everything happened in the launch of it, and I was put off on it for a minute. I know they fixed it. I'm interested in checking it out on Switch 2, and they got the full game on that cartridge. So I'm more interested.
Big thing. Yeah,
I'm actually more interested than ever.
They retrofitted that game. Like they've done so much work that if they were talking like ongoing game now and Cyberpunk came up, I would be like, okay, I get it, because how it started off, even like the game mechanics themselves, and how the guns worked and stuff like that, how it plays now is nowhere near how it used to play.
Really?
Yeah, like the leveling system, all of that stuff is completely different. And so like the game. So Jack, I don't know if you played like right around the time that it first, was first.
Oh no, I stayed away from it until it got cleaned up. Yeah.
Okay, so I would say, even because I've tried it at three different points, at its very beginning and beat the whole game.
Okay.
And in the mid piece, after it came back from the Cyberpunk Netflix joint.
Okay.
Right, the anime. That anime was fire, by the way. Yeah.
That's what really kind of brought up the sales again. It's like, oh, okay, let me go back in here and see how it plays. And it played different then, but even now it plays even different than it did even at that time. So, I highly suggest anybody who has not played and is interested in Cyberpunk, definitely pick it up. The story is really good. The gameplay mechanic, all of that makes you feel like a boss even early on in the game. That's not to say that you can beat everybody, but it does make you feel like a boss early on in the game, ricocheting shots off of walls and whatnot, and all the stealth components to the game. It's really well done. And if you want to be a samurai throughout the game, you can be a samurai throughout the game.
Okay.
Sick. Okay, cool.
So we got to see that piece, and then we moved right into the sizzle reel that started off with Final Fantasy VII.
Yep.
Whoop, there it is.
Yep. So Rebirth will be right behind it, but yeah, this will be my first time playing it. I'll tell you that much. Yeah,
mine too. Me as well. When I get to it, me as well. That's what I was waiting on, really.
I've had an opportunity to play it. I mean, because I've had a PS5, so I've had an opportunity to play it. It's just what I've gotten into now, and I don't know if it's just an age thing or what, but RPGs have gone straight handheld with me at this point. Like, I don't play them on the screen anymore. Like, even Xenoblade, 9 times out of 10, my Switch is right by my bedside. I don't play it on the TV like that, for real.
Yeah. No, you came in at the perfect time.
Perfect time.
Like that's in your field, sir. We were just talking about Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Like we knew, we sensed it.
Well, I've been in the process of wrapping gifts right now.
Oh yes,
and
for Obi's birthday.
Right on the 20th.
Cool. So we got a chance to see Final Fantasy VII. Just a couple shots, and then we got another game, Kunitsu Gami Path of the Godness. So this is
I might actually get this at launch.
Wasn't this the Capcom joint that was supposed to be exclusive for Microsoft?
No,
I don't know if it was exclusive.
It's on Game.
When it came out. It
It's on
definitely was
Game
everywhere.
Okay.
It's on everything, and it's on Game Pass.
Okay.
But it's a mix of like action hack slash with tower control defense. It's a really unique blend of that. And I've always been interested in it, but just time and other stuff got in the way. But now seeing it here, I was like, this is like you said, Jack, handheld type game. This is the perfect time. So.
And then we got one, and I know everybody either is going to groan at the same time, or listen. And I was optimistic, okay, all right. I was optimistic, and it showed, and that's all that matters, all right. Is all that matters is that it showed up. Hollow Knight Silksong.
Whatever.
Please. Year.
Guess what? There was no date, sir. There was no date.
Man. I actually just laughed when I saw that.
It's the sequel to Hollow Knight.
They just used the same trailer they used.
Was that the same trailer?
That's the same
so
trailer.
Funny to me. Like, all right, yeah, it's coming eventually. Like, all right, man. I just laughed. I was like, all right, well played, man.
I don't think this game is real. I don't think
it does feel vaporware-ish. It does feel vaporware-ish. It was rated last year, but that was a long time ago. So I don't know.
It was rated in 2023, and then they just re-rated it for 2025.
Ah, okay. Was 2023? Wow, I thought it was last year. Time is not real.
Because I remember somebody, because people were going crazy, and they was like, oh, they re-rated it March 27, 2025, and I'm like, well, when was the last time? It was like, oh, 2023. I'm like, this game ain't coming. Cut it out.
Yeah, it's looking weird. It's like different from like Cuphead. At least we got some updates on like, the Cuphead DLC. That's what I'm saying specifically. This one, they're just like, hey, trust us, guys. It's a real game.
This thing got a GTA 6 development cycle, and no.
It really does.
It's weird because I'm looking on their Twitter, and their last Twitter post was from 2023. So even that it is showing up on,
I wouldn't either if I was
on the Switch too, it's still not showing up.
This game better be crazy. It's gotta be nuts.
Redefine the Metroidvania genre.
I haven't finished the first one yet, and I'm already got it came with the DLC and everything else. I pretty much still haven't finished that game yet.
Wow.
I got restarted.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the oh god.
Oh, okay. Okay. So never mind. I was gonna say, so there's an update. It looks like they're gonna have an update April 30th. But that was of 2020.
There you go.
Oh man, is this game real?
I'm telling you.
Hey, he better have a transformation that has all types of.
Was that trailer at Xbox
powers and stuff? He better.
Was that trailer at Xbox?
Yeah, it was. It was at Xbox.
Something's going on, man. Something in the water, man. It's
what, last year?
It's looking a little weird.
You said it was on Xbox.
No, I think it was the year before.
I showed it
They had like this It was like their summer show. It was with Summer Games Fest. They had that showcase, and they started it. I remember because Sarah Bond was up there. They were like, everything you see here will be out within 1 year.
So wait. So the part 2 is supposed to be out what? 2023?
Yep.
That was apparently that's the last time we got any close to official confirmation.
Oh yeah, nah.
And people are mad about it. Even I'm one of those people. I'm like, are you serious? Like, it's like this new character we're supposed to be getting is supposed to be better than the original character. But I mean, we like to know about this character's story. But
it's Half-Life 3 all over again.
I think honestly, if the game is truly real, I think they're just suffering from scope creep. I think that's just is big scope creep, and that's why they keep taking forever and forever and forever and forever.
Something like that.
Trying to make it as big as possible.
Hopefully, it's not a golf story to sports story situation. Because that game is to me. I hope not. I'm just saying. I really hope not, because every time some little shred of information about this game comes out and this little to nothing, I just be thinking like, yo, man. I don't like how they pulling everybody along like this. If it doesn't meet the minimum expectation, then.
But see, Sports Story had a whole nother thing going wrong with it because it ran bad.
It was
because Golf Story was a sleeper hit. I was like, okay, I love this game, and then they was like, oh, we're doing a sequel, but we're going Sports Story. I'm like, okay, well.
I was like,
weird.
Okay, if they do them right, it could be good. And then the years went on.
Oof, boy.
And it came out
ran so bad.
And it had game-ending bugs in it.
Yes.
Yuniao says, saw a vid commenting Animal Crossing and SDR got a nod for Silksong and Deltarune.
I agree. Yeah, sounds about right.
No correlation.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't foresee Nintendo having anything F-Zero ready right now. Like,
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
pretty
think
sure
so
that's
either.
down
But
the line.
I would say
99 still
especially,
Yeah,
because another game that we saw in this trailer. showed
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I mean, I guess we can touch on it. Pause. Is Wild Heart showed up? Witchbrook showed up. Puyo Puyo Tetris showed up.
Yeah, so that.
And Room Factory got shown. And then
But that was hold on, real
obviously-
quick. That was a different version of Wild Hearts, though.
Yeah, they call it Wild Hearts S.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm keeping
I
my
don't know
eye
what
on
you
that one.
mean, but
Mhm.
I'm keeping my eye on it. It might just be this is the same game, but we actually had the time to optimize for Switch 2. Which would
Yeah.
be crazy, because I, as a Monster Hunter person, I kept looking at that game like this actually was kind of cool. But then when it
Yeah.
came out, they had, especially the PC version,
Mhm.
yeah,
just ran like just terrible, and I was like, dang. And EA was just like, well. And then that's the end of that. Now it's 2025. I was like, yo, they just said, oh, y'all, you want to patch it? No. And then that was pretty much it. Like, I don't know, man. I think that game dealt a bad hand. So hopefully this version is actually decent.
we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
And then we got a banger that showed up for us at the beginning of the Switch life. We got the next version of it. If you want some real F-Zero, and man, that game was pretty
Yo, man.
fast fusion.
I was
Man, that
like,
game was
they
good.
did it again. I couldn't believe
Yeah.
it. Shannon is too slept on, man. If
Yeah.
y'all like futuristic races,
That's
definitely
it
get
right
that.
there.
Definitely get that.
Because they've done 2, right? They did what
Mhm.
Fast Neo and
No, 3. They did Fast Racing Neo, and then this one now.
Okay,
That's
okay.
right. Yeah. Yep. And I think this one is more of a brand new game than like Fast RMX on Switch was to
Mhm.
the Wii U one. Because
Mhm.
that one was kind of like, to me, it was like an enhanced, altered version with a little
Yeah.
more content of the Wii one. This one just, the aesthetics are similar,
Right.
but I can tell just by track design. I'm like, okay, yeah, these are all new. I saw some
Mhm.
people saying, oh, they re-releasing the same game, and I'm like, nah, man, you got to pay more attention, and also you got to play that game. That's how I
Yeah.
know you
That's
did
how you
it. 'Cause
play
you're
it.
talking
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Just saying anything.
This,
But yeah, that was
man, I'm telling you, at the end of the day, all I had to do was put a Captain Falcon sign on it and call it F-Zero, and you would have not have known.
the devs, there's been talk about this over the years. The devs are just not, they just want to do their own thing. They're not interested in doing
Okay.
F-Zero for
That's
Nintendo.
cool.
That's all it is.
I
So I just
respect
have
it.
to
I
respect,
respect
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At least
I
we
respect
know.
it. Yeah. Then we got to see a little bit Shadow Labyrinth, or more of Shadow
Oh, yeah.
Labyrinth.
Yeah.
And then some of the other games that we got from the interview, or not the interview, the direct that we got before. And then came another game that was a little unexpected. We got a piece of some From Software goodness.
Oh yeah.
What
This
a
was
trailer.
interesting.
Very-
That was
very-
interesting.
Was
They
that-
had Sony fans ready to fight.
I know there was sweat. Because when I first saw it, I was like, this can't be. There's absolutely no way Twitter is about to catch on fire. There's no way. And we got the title drop. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
They
were
have
going-
explained more on how this game will play.
Mhm.
So apparently there's going to be a hub where everybody meets up, because it's a multiplayer game. So
Yeah.
everybody meets up in the hub, and then you'll go out as a team and execute missions and do different things in the world, and then kind of come back to the hub whenever you need to do something different. But essentially it's a multiplayer game that you go out and just kind of complete things as a team. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so it's not a solo, and you see how quick. Yeah, From
It's
Software
losing
subreddit is
Yeah.
You
they
see
have
how
to
quick,
fit.
Some
like,
people on Reset there are tripping too.
yeah, how crazy they're going off of a From Software game coming back. Cause let's be honest here. From Software has done work with Nintendo in one of the greatest games of all time in Lost Kingdoms 1 and 2. So it's not like they ain't never done nothing before.
Right.
But do you see how bent out of shape Sony fans get when you get something? It is wild to me.
Their blood pressure was up, boy. They were like, no, there's no. At first, I thought, is this gonna be Bayonetta 2 again? Like, I really thought.
Right.
I really thought.
Like didn't they just buy From Software?
I don't want that to happen, period. But just for hilarity's sake, that would be just.
Nobody wants that crap. That crap is trash.
Right.
Did they steal our Bloodborne 2? Oh man.
It's multiplayer trash. It's okay. It's trash.
Yeah, that's their copium right now. It's like, all right, man. Watch it pop off and reach a newer audience, and they go back to their other games and they make more money.
Yeah.
And, this and the other.
Can you imagine them? If it was actually Bloodborne 2 and it was exclusive on Switch.
Yeah,
that would have been like Microsoft's
be,
revenge, right?
That would be devastating. I'll go through
that. This is it's not even a real sequel. This is not even a proper sequel. It's trash.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a real Soulsborne. Just like that Night Rain game. Yo, Miss Taz, absolutely. That's
they don't care because it's multiplayer. Right.
Yep.
But listen. If that game showed up on a Sony platform,
they would have had a fit.
Multiplayer.
They would
have been like, oh,
they would have ate it up.
We get to play with each other.
We get another one.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, look at this! It's so crazy.
Sony always wins, baby.
Yeah,
exactly.
Xbox ain't getting this. Wow.
Oh,
the double standards, man. I tell you.
I need to finish reading that Ask the Developer article about the game, because apparently the game started as a Switch 1 game, released the initial concept, and because of like game chat and stuff, they were like, you know what, we got this Switch 2 coming. How about you kind of make it more so for this one, and we have more features to add to the multiplayer stuff. And
yeah,
that's a little bit so I've read. I gotta finish reading. It's like a 2-3 parter, but
that's perfect for
just some interesting things in there.
And so we got the second to last game that was on the list, and Kirby Air Riders. And this
man,
I think this is the only one that we saw that didn't have like some actual gameplay tied to it.
Yeah, it didn't. It was truly an announcement, but they say it's coming out
this year.
Mm-hmm. So we'll get it soon. We'll get gameplay soon, I think. So
yeah. Now I will say I am of one that I say that all three can coexist. You can have a Mario Kart, you can have a Kirby's Air Ride, and you can have a Sonic Cross Worlds. Like,
I'm with you.
Them. I just feel like we said this before Mario Kart gets shown, Sega release this game. Like, just get it out there, because it's going to get ate up. It's going to. I did not expect Kirby Air Ride to follow suit. So that's Like,
the only saving grace for Crossroads, real quick, the only saving grace, like, if they get it right, because I did play that closed beta, and they got some work to do, but the foundation is solid. It's fully cross-platform multiplayer this time. So it should at least last a bit longer than, I guess how TSR did and whatnot. So still.
So Masahiro Sakurai, that is his.
My boy.
Yeah.
This actually my favorite announcement, just off the strength of
the 80.
I love Kirby Air Ride from back in the day. I'm definitely one of those people who are like, I would love an online city trial mode. I'm one of those people. I would love that. Yeah. And then also because it's finally another non-Smash Brothers Sakurai game. Not saying I don't think he should return, but we got Ultimate. We've got, the Smash 4 and Wii and 3DS back, and we had Brawl right before that, so back to back. We had Kid Icarus Uprising in between, which was dope too. But I'm glad we're just getting Sakurai to do something else. It's not Smash, and it's his son, Kirby.
Sakurai is a master of this art, and as much as I like Smash Brothers, I feel like in a way sometimes his talent's wasted on it. I'm like,
It
You do
feels
other
that way,
things.
right? Like especially
Yeah.
like Kid Icarus. I was like, this game is so good. It's just on the 3DS. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I'm sad Kid Icarus didn't end up on the Switch, but if they made this like Switch 2 4K version,
Mouse mode,
Yeah,
man.
that'd be great.
Mouse
Mouse
mode.
time.
There you go.
Mouse
Mouse
mode,
mode.
there you go.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Are you?
yeah.
It will go crazy because that game multiplayer gets hectic. Like you need to have that accuracy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was an awesome announcement.
So then we came up to the last game, and I'm gonna let my man's handle it.
So, I have been wishing, hoping, praying, cursing, fussing, praying,
Punching in the air.
we're doing everything because we have yet to see anything DK related in quite some time. Like I didn't even realize how long it had been since Tropical Freeze, which was nuts. But then you go and you add the caveat. Well, you add the asterisk of 3D. We already know that's some years on it. So,
Yeah.
like, but I
Entire
will say, when we saw this is not what I thought at all, 100%, because I'm still thinking in the mindset of swinging on trees, being in the jungle, and doing all typical DK stuff. I did not expect like a full-on mining game, like, and where it literally, I was telling Andre when we were talking about it, the anime Made in Abyss. That was the first anime I thought about with this, because apparently the entire game takes place underground, so you're just going up levels that you're underground. So it's like every level that you go up, it looks different, but you're still underground where you can mine. So that's dope. But watching this game, well, watching the trailer 1,000 times over, then watching the Treehouse live 1,000 times over, and then watching other content creators play the game 1,000 times over, it sounds like everybody is in the same mind frame as me. They feel like this right here is the system seller. Even like Mario Kart World is huge. They feel like this is the system seller. This one that could be Game of the Year contender, as well as clearly a sequel to Odyssey. Like you could tell the Odyssey team did this game.
Yeah.
Very obvious.
Yeah, the DNA is there. Yeah.
Yeah, but so much other stuff is coming out about this game of, people finding Cranky Kong. Apparently Pauline is in the game. So
She is?
Baby Pauline at that.
yeah. So apparently she's in the game. So she's gonna be like on the shoulder or hanging with DK. So I'm like, is this like an origin story in some way? Like,
Wait,
what's going on?
Oh, never mind. That's actually amazing.
Basically, I think it was on the Korean website, right? That they accidentally leaked some like of the art that I think wasn't supposed to be out yet.
And they
found
found it
that
immediately.
artwork where he's smashing the ground, and Pauline, like a kid version of Pauline, is holding on to him.
Oh
riding
wow!
his
I
back.
gotta find that.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, it's all over now because people was like, "Yep, we got that screenshot." Like,
I mean,
I have those saved on my phone. Like I'm not letting go of
like,
that.
it was like, you gotta be fast, you gotta be quicker than that.
I was excited for 3 Donkey Kong, but when I saw that, I was like, dude, I'm now. I need to get my pre-order in now. Like
I see
stressing
it
here. I want that pre-order in right now.
The only thing I can say is the first thing I saw, I was like, why did I feel like Donkey Kong meets Wreck-It Ralph with Crash Bandicoot? With Crash Bandicoot, like all three in one pack. I was
In my reaction video, I even made a reference to Wreck-It Ralph when he's going down the volcano.
Yep.
I started doing
that's the first thing in my head, like Wreck-It Ralph. Donkey Kong Wreck-It Ralph. Okay, that's the first thing caught my attention. I was like, then it's like following like the whole like the bag, and I'm like, okay, why I feel like I see Crash Bandicoot in my head with this one. I was like, everything was clicking all together. I was like, this is gonna, this definitely gonna be a seller. I'm just like, interesting.
Yeah. So
it's a little bit of a stretch, but I feel like Nintendo has used Disney like for inspiration. Like even in the last, I don't know if you guys saw the last Pokemon movie they've ever released, was a straight up copy of Tarzan. It's just Tarzan with Pokemon.
Wait, really?
Is that
the one with the monkey?
The one with the monkey.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Same exact plot twist and everything. Like it was.
Wow.
I mean, everything that they're showing so far, I'm curious as into like, is there some barrier of like how far you can go? Because they just keep emphasizing like just keep digging. And anytime I see somebody plays, like they label what every piece of surface that you look at when you start aiming is. So like even if I tilt like some clay and through that clay, it'll just put it together, but if I throw something harder at that clay, it'll then bust it open. So it's like levels of toughness, because even when you go to like different levels, it'll say like it has a star level of like how tough that level is. So I'm seeing that, and then also seeing him traverse on spinning rocks, and they were mentioning like, okay, the rock lasts as long as the toughness of that material. So seeing how you can fight, and you know, his clapping mechanic, and I think they were saying like the confusing thing at first until they got used to it was the control scheme, because apparently X is the punch up, B is the punch down, Y is the punch forward, and then A is the jump. So it's not like hold down or left right to where you're gonna actually punch, but it's based off the control. So I mean, this is gonna be a very interesting game that comes out the month after the release, and just lets me know, even though we saw a lot of it, there's so much hidden within this game. You know, especially when you talk about, you know, the different things that you can actually travel through, and then just they play the same levels. So you can tell they're trying not to show you something.
Right.
It's because usually you get like some type of boss battle in some of these games, because even Metroid got a boss fight, but there was no boss fight in this. It was just, you know, let's show you the world and how far you can dig, and how the map actually depicts everything that you've broken and dug into. So it's pretty cool, man. I can't wait to play this game. Like, I'm so ready to play this game.
I feel the same way, man.
Game of the year contender.
Yeah.
Everything I saw, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be on people's list this year, including mine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely got to pick this up. It's even colorful like a Banjo-Kazooie would be.
Yep. I got those vibes as well. Yep. Yeah. It's got so much in it, man.
We'll see how it turns out and everything that's being brought into it. So the last piece was kind of the treehouse event that we got. Actually, let me back it up. So that was the whole event that we got as far as the Nintendo Switch 2 blowout and everything that we know about it. The last piece that we got was knowing the bundle and them kind of wrapping it up with the details and stuff like that. How do you guys feel about the system in itself overall?
I was gonna let somebody else go first.
Well, for me, if I could start, this is what I've been wanting. Like you remember back when they were talking about the Switch Pro rumors? The OLED?
Yes.
This is what I wanted. I was like, I will spend extra money just for a beefed up Switch. I think the Switch era was like the most perfect Nintendo era for me. Like I was like, after going through the Wii U, even like 3DS was great, but like I don't know, just going through
A whole
eras
generation.
of Nintendo that they might
Every
be
year
strong
has
at some
bangers
points,
in it.
but
Yeah.
but like this, like Switch era, I was like, this is perfect. I can take it on the go. It's at home, you know, it's docked. It's just perfect system. I just need it beefed up because the third party, like we started off strong with third parties, but I'm like, it's gonna start slowing down. It did. Then the PS5 came out and it's just started like getting a little chaotic. You know, it started falling behind a little bit. I was like, just give me a beefed up Switch. And then I didn't even think 4K was an option. And when they're here, like it's 4K, it's 120. You know, it's got all these gigs for storage. I was like, no.
Still can't believe
on
on the screen 120.
Yeah.
It's not even the fact of it does it exist or not. It was the fact that they actually got it in there. They R&D, they got it in there. This is gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Everything I wanted. That's the system I wanted. We're good. They got my money there.
All right, I guess I'll go because I came in a little late. My opinion, as I didn't get a chance to really do much of like digging and everything else, but I mean, from what I understand and heard and everything, this seems like to me, this is definitely a system I'll get my hands on. Although I'll wait a little bit because a lot of things with family and everything else. But you know, it's that comes important first. But you know, I'll find a way. You know what I mean? But I think now that we're having 4K, like they're finally stepping up to the plate and everything else. And to me personally, like I think the whole mouse, the use of Joy-Con for a mouse and everything else. And I never played any of the Metroid Prime's games, but the fourth one actually catch my attention, so I definitely want to check it out. And he just woke up.
I'm about to say, so like somebody woke up.
He woke up. So yeah, definitely. I definitely want to get my hands on it, check it out, and play Metroid. And I feel like playing Metroid Prime 4 would be good to do a mouse and Joy-Con. It looks like it's better and easy to aim and stuff because I have not played the other three, but I definitely want to get into the fourth one for that reason and stuff. Okay. So, but system-wise, everything else, there's a lot of things that catch my attention that, you know, that still looks good and everything else. I think my only thing I'm still questioning in my head is the virtual cartridge. It's still in my brain. It's still kind of like, but so I think I need to do a little bit more research on that to just say, okay, this will be what I think and then what I'll go with. But at the same time, like I'm still looking forward to it, and I may wait about another month or two to just hear about the reviews and so forth, and kind of go from there.
Right.
Yep. So that's how I feel. Let me go take care of now.
I guess I'll go next. So. For me, I mean, this was actually priced what I thought it was going to be priced. So I think when you see a lot of the predictions of what the price was going to be, of like a 400 being the max, I've always attested that to the fact that people look at Nintendo as like the budget price device. Like they've never taken it serious. They've never looked at it as being this high-end device. They always want it to be something as a second affordable option. So when they finally got what they've been asking for and saying Nintendo needs to get with the times, they didn't like the price that came with it. So in my brain, I feel like they thought, okay, the OLED was going to get pushed down along with the Switch and the Switch Lite, and then it was going to fill that void at $350, which is insane. Like that's nuts to me. So the $450 for me is perfectly fine. You know, what we're getting here and what I'm hearing about what HD Rumble 2 was like, everybody specified like that's what HD Rumble was supposed to be. So HD Rumble 2 seems to be great. The Joy-Cons are bigger, which thank goodness. So that means they're going to be more comfortable. You know, like you said, a 1080p screen along with 120 hertz. Anybody that was expecting more than a 1080p screen is nuts. Like you've never played a handheld. That's not necessary. It's nuts. Like even when you do see some PC handhelds that go 1440, you can't really tell. And then also too, like going into terminology. Oh, I hate when we get to new technology sometimes because when it starts getting thrown out there, people run with it. And so like while OLED is cool, like it's not the say all be all on things that look great. As they said in like the directors roundtable that they did, LCD technology has advanced. Like it doesn't mean like, oh, LCD comes out and it just stays stagnant. They continue to improve on the technology. That's the same thing with OLED, is the same thing with mini LED. Because that was always the thing with a lot of people too. Oh, I don't want an OLED because of burn-in. Like, but that's been fixed and been improved on over time. Like you're not going to get crazy burn-in like we used to get back in the day. So I think they made the right decision, especially with you having VRR, which is going to be substantial. You know, whether you're at 40, 60, whatever, if the frame rate fluctuates, then VR is going to match with it. So it makes it good. And then like Noto said, like we finally got 256. Like usually Nintendo's on the lower end because they will say, hey, look, we'll go low so that way you can purchase high on the SD cards or whatever our memory is. But 256 out the gate, you'll be fine. I know I've seen a bunch of whataboutism. Okay, yeah, what if you get games that take up the whole 256? We were saying the same thing with the PS5 when it was at 800 and something, and with the 1 terabyte with the Xbox. You're gonna run out of memory. That I'm sorry. This is you just
as it goes on, you're gonna have to expand it.
You have to expand. That's with everything. You're gonna have to expand, and you're at the position to where you can actually expand. I mean, those express cards are already sold out, which is nuts. But
I didn't even get a chance to get one.
Yeah, I'm gonna just wait on them anyway.
Yeah, I'm just wait, and it's good to wait because I'm pretty sure more manufacturers will show up because I think right now SanDisk and Lex are the only two that are doing it. So I'm pretty sure more people will show up and it'll go down in price. But I think honestly, this is priced the right way. For me, I feel like the current games that we've seen are priced the right way. I go back to the video release. It's all about value. to me, it's all about value. Because I think Shokio asked the question on Twitter, and he was like, "Hey, how much do you have a cap on what you would spend on a game?" And I was like, "I don't necessarily have a cap because it depends on the value of the game." Yeah. And the example I gave, like I gave earlier, Sparking Zero, I bought the deluxe edition and also the ability to play it 2 or 3 days early. That cost me $100+ to do that. But a game like 2K, I'm gonna wait. Like, there's a lot of content in that game, but I know what comes with it, so I'm gonna wait until it goes on sale. But at the same time, we've been trained to know that that's gonna happen, right? Like Nintendo's games, they do go on sale as much as people claim that they don't, but they do go on sale. It's just they're not 6 weeks in, game is 35 to 50% off.
Right.
Like, and to me, I think that's where developers shoot themselves in the foot. If I want you to take my content seriously, I'm going to make sure that I value that experience. I'm not going to drop a game price immediately out the gate. Like, that's Ubisoft's biggest problem, and we see where Ubisoft is right now. Yeah. Like, it takes you, literally, I can go on Steam right now, and I'm pretty sure within a couple days you'll see an 80% Ubisoft sale. Like, they're gonna do it.
They did it to themselves, man.
They do it to themselves. And so I put that on the same scale as Sony and Microsoft as well. Like, don't discount your game so fast. I know as a consumer, it's cool to say anti-consumer because you can't afford it, but it's like they take a lot of time and money into these games, and especially if it has a lot of content. Like, I'm still surprised to this day they don't charge for Fortnite. I'm still surprised, but I'm assuming those microtransactions are doing wonders. But it's like, but that game has a lot of content, and the bad thing is people expect more for less, and that's kind of what they've been conditioned to think. And honestly, that's just where it is. And you know, you look at games like I said, like Riders Republic and things of that nature. That's a big game for Ubisoft, and you can easily get that game for $20 or $30 within a couple of weeks after it release. So I'm fine with it because I know I'm getting a quality product from Nintendo. I also look at the Mario Kart situation as in, we're gonna get this game at 80 and there's no DLC. Like, it's DLC, paid DLC, excuse me. So I feel like we'll get extra content, but they're not gonna ask you for more money. I think this is gonna be your upfront price. And the only reason why I feel that way is looking at those Switch 2 editions. They're like, hey, here's everything upfront. We're not trying to nickel and dime you. Just here it is. And I kind of put that in relation with when they did Super Mario Run. They tried to give you a flat price on mobile, and people got mad. Mobile wants to be nickel and dime. I don't know why.
That's literally the confirmation when that happened. I was like, okay, well now I know. Yeah,
that you know at that point. So that's why everything is okay to me. Like, 80 looks wild. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I felt like somebody punched me in the face when they said it. Like, oh, $80. I'm like, Jesus. But then the more
the way you're finding out too.
Oh yeah. The way you found out was
on
wild.
On the website, tucked away a little bit.
Way at the bottom.
Yeah.
When I saw it, and then I saw the game, I was like, gotcha. And then not to mention the bundle. Like, you can get the bundle for $500, so that means it's $30 less. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm not calling any business greedy because I mean, the part of being in the business is to make money. So
right.
It is what it is. But
all right, Geronimo, how you feeling?
After watching the Switch 2 Direct, I was pretty pumped. Like, I pretty much echo what all y'all said about the pricing of the console itself. So my expectation, taking away any external factors as of this time, but the floor was always 400, and I always thought 400 was the floor because you have to kind of look at the average consumer walking in, like seeing that. And as we know, as of the other week of the Switch 1 Direct, we're still gonna get Switch 1 games in general, so they're gonna keep those on the shelves to buy alongside the Switch 2. So if you see, you know, if someone's like, oh, I want the best of the old Switch or whatever, I'm a late adopter. You know, the MSRP of the Switch OLED is $350. If you see this one for $400, yeah, sure, that's good, but they might be like, well, that's not indicating it's a big enough, you know, leap of value for that product. So $450, I thought they could go that route if they were viewing the OLED as like the lead Switch platform, which I guess based on sales, I believe the OLED is the best of the three selling, like currently.
Yeah.
Like on average, yeah. Like between that, the Switch V2 red box, better battery, whichever you want to call it, and then the Switch Lite. So and then so we saw 450, and then we saw the games and how they looked and ran. We saw some of the third party how they looked and ran so far. And then also learning the tech behind it. Nvidia did their little blog saying, "Yep, we got these bells and whistles. We heard y'all 8 years later. Or here you go. We're throwing out the term 10 times the performance or the power of the original Switch, which is that's worth flexing. That's actually worth flexing.
No.
This is a huge leap for a Nintendo generation in a long time. But yeah, and then game pricing. The Mario Kart World one is still I'm not saying it's not worth 80. I'm just still kind of thinking of I need to see that direct to understand the roadmap for the game. If they're like you said, Jack, if they're gonna go like they're gonna say, hey, we're gonna do new content, but it's not paid, then that's good. Then I'm like, all right, I get it, I understand. If they're gonna do that and then say, oh yeah, we're gonna have these courses, at a price at a later date, and I'm like, well,
yeah, that'd be nuts. Yeah.
Then I'd be like, all right, that's a little all right, we gotta see a bit more then to make sure. But given the tree houses and everything, and they took all that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe money, that booster course pass money, and we see how World is looking and shaping up, the scope of it. So it's looking probably as big of a production as like maybe not exactly Tears of the Kingdom, but it's up there like the biggest ones they've done.
Right.
So I think at the end of the day, once it comes out, more people get their hands on it, word of mouth spreads, more people might be like, okay, I'm down, as long as it's within my means. I'm gonna be there day one, and then of course that's the bundle. You can just get the digital one. It's it makes it $500 US. So the game with it is technically $30 less. So the perception of I'm getting a good deal on the game when you get it. Yeah, me, I will be still. I've kind of bounced back and forth on it. Been thinking about it a lot since the Switch 2 Direct, but I think at this point I'm gonna go for the 450 Switch. I'm gonna wait on how that Direct is looking for how they're targeting this Mario Kart World. I imagine it's gonna have a lot of support ongoing.
Yeah.
And if it is, free DLC or anything like that, where to me it's like, yeah, that seems about right, I will go ahead and get that physical, because yes, it's a higher upfront price, but it's going to hold the values. It looks like a quality game. And so I view it as an investment of not just enjoying the game, but it holding its value over time.
Right.
And it'll all be right there on the cartridge. You don't have to worry about downloads or anything like that. But yeah, everything else price wise, it's fine. $70, that's expected. It's been enough time, for brand new game, that's expected. I don't think we really talked much about it. It's not really part of the full I'm getting the Switch 2 in the store or whatever, but the Pro controller, they add a microphone jack on it.
Yeah.
They have back buttons like some of these 8BitDo, however you pronounce it. Those
they're trying to kick people out.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, oh dang, they might be talking to you, 8BitDo. Like they might be talking to you. But yeah, then everything else seems good. I do not think we know about the battery of that controller, but I'm expecting at least what the current Switch Pro controller is. It has full battery compatibility with the Switch 1 Joy-Cons and that Pro controller, so we can just carry them along and play whatever. So it's looking good overall as this overall bundle. It's just we'll just have to see how the other parts outside of what we saw in the Switch 2 Direct kind of factor in. But overall, I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's gonna be a very good 10th generation for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Look, all I can say is I'm gonna feel weird with a new Pro controller, and I'm pretty much rocking this Pro controller right here.
Yeah. Carry that one over. Absolutely.
I'm like,
I have the Smash Ultimate one. It's unfortunately suffered a little bit of stick drift, so I gotta open it up and clean it out.
I think you can still play with them.
They're pretty easy to open too. They don't have like tri-wing screws or anything, so. Yeah, and I've opened the previous one and cleaned it.
Yeah. So to add to the game, I didn't give any opinions on the game prices.
Go ahead.
Switch. But I think game pricing, there's so many layers to it.
Yeah.
I'm seeing right now, just because Nintendo, is the big topic. I'm seeing two sides of the argument. People are saying it's way too expensive, and then there's other side saying, oh, well, just Just say you're broke. Just say you're broke. You know, this is like, right?
But
like,
just
I
say
think
that.
It depends. It depends on the person saying it, and if I'm familiar with how they move on social media.
Oh no, I'm just talking about all the many comments I'm seeing.
Oh,
But I
yeah,
think,
for sure.
But I think the big question is, how are we pricing games? Because it's not even just Nintendo. It's like in
It's
general.
everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
It's like
right.
you got, like you just said, Fortnite free. And then you have what's this game that was that DC game? The
the
Suicide
Marvel-
Squad.
Oh,
Like,
Suicide
isn't that
Squad?
full
Oh,
price
yeah.
game?
Oh yeah.
But then, like, what are the budgets here? Because then, like,
Right.
Forspoken had this insane budget
Yeah.
that just like killed it off right off the bat.
Yeah.
Then you had like Gollum and Kong that were like full price games with the
Mhm.
trash. So
Yo.
when it comes
Yeah.
to Nintendo, I'm gonna say, like, that sound like a cheapskate, but like I hate these prices, and I wish they stayed at like the 60. Because
Right.
with PlayStation, when they moved to 70, I only bought like 2 full price games. I wait
Right.
for sales now because I'm like, no way, I'm not paying that much for video games.
Yep. Well,
But and then with Nintendo, it's like I saw 70, 80, and I was like, oh, they didn't even go to 70. They went further
Yeah,
up. You
that's
gotta
the
be
thing.
kidding me.
Yeah.
But I, you know, like we said, now we saw some of the Treehouse lives. I didn't really see Treehouse, but I've heard the tweets and headlines and stuff that it's
Mhm.
looking really good.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And like you guys mentioned, I didn't even think about this. Like no DLC, just like that's our ticket in there. There's just so many layers to it. I'm cool with like Mario Kart. Like I've already accepted like games huge like Mario Kart being 80. I
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
hey, this is the game. This is the
Yeah.
game on Switch 2. Metroid Prime 4. Now that they added in like the 4K and all that, take my money. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
It doesn't matter if
easily.
it's Pikmin and Metroid. They're gonna have my money no matter what. I'm more worried about like when like Tomodachi Life and Rhythm Heaven, when, like the smaller
Yeah.
IPs
Yeah.
come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm against the price because I'm like, great. Those are we gonna see a significant sale drop now because those smaller IPs are gonna struggle. No one's gonna go to the store and say, yeah, 80 or 70 for Tomodachi Life. I'll do it.
Nah.
Who's
no,
gonna
I
do
wouldn't
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's where I'm worried. So I know Nintendo's doing this whole thing where they're like pricing it differently for game by game basis. I just hope they're smart with it because
Yeah.
they're going to kill off a lot of their IPs if they're going to be charged everything 70 to 80.
Yeah.
Like Endless Ocean, I paid 60 for that. That was a
I got
that.
I got that
Yeah, I did.
I got that for a cool 33 from Play Asia. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Man, see, I made up for it though. I got Detective Pikachu Returns for like $10 on eBay.
Okay,
because
okay.
The Japanese
There you go.
version
That's
is
not bad.
$10.
Not bad at all.
So,
Yeah.
but-
I mean, for me, so I think I, you know, me and Geronimo have talked about it for the past few weeks about, you know, our final thoughts on Switch 2 and stuff like that. And so,
Mhm.
you know, I thought they weren't going any higher than 400. I felt like 400 was the ceiling, but mind you, I thought 400 was the ceiling, not with these specs. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was rather conservative, and we had been hearing for a while, you know, PS4 Pro level, PS4 level, Xbox, you know, Series S level, DLSS, no DLSS, you know, 4K can never hit 4K, you know, and so my thought was like, okay, if I was making the system, like 1440p was like comfortable, you know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, if Nintendo was doing a resolution bump in anything, 1440p was probably going to be the safe bet, right?
Yep.
1440p, maybe 60 frames, maybe not. And so I'm like, 400 for that sounds good. You know what I'm saying? The screen, I personally was like, the screen's still going to be 720p. You really don't need to bump it up to 1080p. And you may get 60 frames off the screen. I don't know. I wasn't really guesstimating like that. So then when we come to 1080p, 120, I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying?
That variable refresh rate, when they uttered
Right.
it, I was like, what? I
Yeah.
was shook.
God.
HDR? What?
Like, HDR, they say HDR too on the screen. And I was like, wow.
Who are you guys?
They're doing it.
4K 60. What? Like, it was just like, it was one after another. Like, this is going crazy. And shout outs to our boy Shokio because he called it out first, or not Shokio, my bad.
Ooh,
I
boy,
apologize.
you almost got jumped in there.
Yeah, I just saw the chat earlier. I was like, oh, Sandstorm, oh no.
It's because I
You
looked
look at the chat before saying
Yeah, I looked
period.
directly at the chat before saying it. Shout out to my boy Shadow Fox.
Yeah.
I said Shadow Fox.
For the record,
Jeez.
you got it.
For the record.
But shout outs to Shadow Fox because as we were watching the Mario Kart World, he was the first one to be like, yo, the stream is in 4K and 4K 60.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we were like, wait, what? And like, Nintendo never streams outside of what the maximum stream is.
Right.
So, like, or I should say, streams anything less than outside what the maximum stream is. So, the fact that we seen that even before they announced it, it was like, nah, there's no way, bro. And then they come out right and say it. Whoa, man, that had us floored. So
I caught that too because I went live at like 8:30 in the morning or something, and I was like, okay, let me check the settings, make sure it's at the highest resolution. Also, let me make sure it's at 1080p. And I saw, I have 1440p monitor, but when I saw the 4K, I was like, oh, it's about to go down. Yeah.
So it's so when they said 450, it was like, that's fine. I can see it. That's fine. And 500 for the high price, it was like, okay. If you would have said 600, I would have been like, ooh.
I would have been like, hey man, here comes some E3 2006 PS3. You might need a second job. Like,
right.
Yeah, that's why I was like, when I saw those comparisons, I was like, oh, y'all wasn't there then, because that is not the same.
They were not
them charging you $450 for this, and then PlayStation having 3 different tiers has got up to 600, 700. Like, no, that is not the same.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think too, what helped is even afterwards, like Jack said, we got to see some comparisons between the PS4 and the PS5 and what the Switch 2 could do. I think that was huge too on like, okay, so how close are we talking? You know what I'm saying? And it's not 1 for 1. We already know that. Yeah. But just the fact that it's in the ballpark.
Yeah.
That's ooh-wee.
And that's what that's the content that I'm appreciating now, because like I said, you can go on for days doing this. Steam Deck can do this and PlayStation, like you can do that all day. But it's like, show me the actual game, how it's running, how it's playing, so that way the customer is informed for those that have the ability to showcase this. So that way, like, because honestly, like I told them all the time, I was like, if I wanted a Steam Deck, I would have had one by now. Right. So you coming up here doing this comparison is irrelevant.
Yeah, right.
But it's like, so
I was gonna get one last fall. It was between that or a GPU for Monster Hunter.
Right.
I chose the GPU. So,
there you go. So it's like, look, be happy with 4 million sales on Steam Deck and call it a day. But either way, it's just, I'm excited to see the other games that come out, because I think this may be one of our first Nintendo consoles that really get third-party love like that. Yeah. And for anybody that may not know what I'm talking about, yes, we've had third-party games on Nintendo's consoles, but sometimes they either are half done or either you're not getting all the content at all. Like, the best example I've always given, and it was a shot in the face whenever it happened. The Wii U was out. Of course, things were spaced out poorly. Like, we were barely getting anything. There were so many droughts. And then we hear Mass Effect Trilogy's coming. It's like, or Mass Effect was coming. And I was like, oh, cool. That's happening. And then they go and they release a cheaper version over on PlayStation and Xbox. I'm like, why do you think anybody's going to buy this? Like, you sold us something that didn't have all the content that cost more than a trilogy? No, all right. Now I think y'all doing something.
Game on there. That was wild,
man. Yeah, that Wii launch was nuts for that, because that was like the beginning for me where I started paying closer attention to the launch, because I didn't get a Wii U at launch. I just was like, you know, 2D Mario is not really it for me. I got the next year. But when I pay attention to launch titles, and I was like, okay, this is a good roster. But now I looked them up, and I was like, okay, these are missing these modes. These, you know, don't have this content. I was like, well, why'd you even bother if you're not going to even put all the content in these releases? You could like was Doctor 81 had I have to go back and find. He does a bunch of videos, but he had a great video. I think it was one of his older ones where he was touching on this, and he pretty much went down the entire launch roster and was like, this missed this didn't have that, this was compromised in some way, you know, this and the other. So it's like, yeah, I think we're really about to be eating.
Yeah. This is gonna be lunch season, dinner season for us.
This is it.
So that's gonna do it for us, guys. We got through the whole 3 hours, and we still got more to talk about. We have not even gotten in touch the Treehouse events, but we fortunately enough just over 3 hours have made it through the hour that was the Switch 2 Direct. With that being said, so I do have to do before these shout outs and letting everybody pimp out their channel. If you are watching, we are actually doing a giveaway. This is like the first giveaway for this particular channel, which is crazy because we've been doing giveaways for a long time now. But we are having a Switch 2 giveaway. If you weren't here before and you didn't know before, I had to like beat around the bush on what it was. But we are having a Switch 2 giveaway. So make sure the link is in the description below. Now, I couldn't put it into the link, but I can see everybody who enters for the giveaway, but you have to be a subscriber. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Even though it's not down there, you have to be a subscriber in order to win. So if you are like, Sandstorm, you weren't a subscriber. You didn't win. Sorry. So with that being said, make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you can get a chance to win. Before we get out of here, I'm going to start from the bottom and work way up. Cisco, what you been up to, man?
Well, with all the Switch 2 excitement, well, even before all that, when we had the Nintendo Direct, I was out in Canada. And just like, you know, trips can give you more perspective on your mind and give you an outlook on life. And when I was out there, I just started having that like want to start doing like creative stuff again. So I started coming back to YouTube, upload a couple videos, and I think I'm back. You know, a couple of your streams ago, I was saying, I don't know, we'll see. I kind of want to, but I don't think so. No, I'm back. I'm uploading. I'm doing all these streams and videos and podcasts. So I'm back. So yeah, I'm excited.
That's good to hear.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely check out his latest of his direct, watching the direct itself. I'm about to check it out. It's actually been highlighted on my stuff.
Is your channel just called Nintendo Cisco?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a sub at you, bro.
Thank you. I was looking for you guys during the stream, but
I usually don't drop my link in there, but I can do that.
Yeah.
Afterwards, you know.
I have a wide. I usually put in.
I'm already subscribed. Okay. All right, cool.
I subscribed and I hit the bell notification.
About to do it in just a minute.
I'm pretty sure we've done multiple streams. I subbed to everyone. Sorry, guys.
All right, so Jack, what I said from the bottom up. Yeah.
You sure did.
Both Noto and Geronimo are my co-hosts. So, Jack, what you been up to?
So as you can see, like I said, you know, fighting this great fight on Twitter of misinformation, but then also creating videos. You know, I knew it was going to ramp up after the Switch 2 Direct of content, so we'll continue doing that, of, you know, talking about and continuing to inform, and then eventually whenever the device actually comes out, I'll be, you know, showing gameplay for those that don't want to get it right now or can't get it right now. I'll be there to kind of showcase gameplay and, you know, kind of work that out, so that way, you know, if you're not watching anybody else do it, then you at least, you know, since you follow me, I'll do that as well. But really, it's been like 100% gas down to the floor with music. Because we just got a lot. Like, so, you know, TJ just kind of gave us a thumbs up, and I think he already posted of the Three Kings album with me, him, and Sound of the Rain, which will be out this December. Mine will be out October 2nd. I'll be featured on 1,000 Stars album that'll come out in November. I have like half my album done for next year. We're working on Arcade 3.0 for next year. The features and stuff for. Oh, Jesus, I almost said that. Never mind. So yeah, so it's a lot of music. It's a lot of music. So I mean, we really just getting in the swing of things and trying to find the time to get it all done. Really, I mean, I think I was working on something before I even jumped on here tonight. So it's all coming out, but really, I'm trying to balance both. It's not the easiest thing to do, especially having a little one.
Yep.
Having that little one, like. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, want to make sure to spend time with her and, and the wife and everything else. So I'm not glued in this room all day, but, if you give it to me, I will. I'll be in here all day. But yeah, so that'll be coming up. There's a lot of music and content coming up between now and December. So just definitely be on the lookout.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to have to start checking out. Yeah.
All right. So, Noto.
All right, so if you guys haven't got a chance to check out Nanami last night, so do check it out. We actually had me, Sandstorm, and Vito. We talked about Weep Hood, so that was actually fun and entertaining. We had a blast with that and everything else, so definitely check it out. I did post before I got on here, I was actually doing a bit of an hour of the Ulterior Maria. I actually did a little bit of that, so I finally have it up and running. I just finally fixed the thumbnail because I had it on Tales of Grace and Elf, so I finally fixed it now. It's actually Maria on it, so I may do a little bit more later on down the road. So that's in the working progress because, like I said, I just want to at least get a little bit of a taste. Like, I didn't really do as much explanation because it was so much stuff happening so quickly, and I was like, thing. Well, this is no, yeah, okay. This is not gonna work. I need to kind of break it down. So I think if I do part 2, I'll actually break it down a lot better because it was just like I was in a certain spot, I had to do something, and one battle came to another. It was hard to explain. It was just quick, fast, go, 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 go. So you had to do it. And it's like I had to memorize stuff. Like, oh, okay, now I remember how to do stuff because I've been stuck on Xenoblade X Chronicles. So yeah, I've been stuck on that. So I had to remember how to play again. Like, what button was this? What button that? So yeah, it was kind of like remembering stuff. But yeah, definitely check that out. So it was just a little bit of something. So I'll maybe do another one sometime down the road. Again, like I said, I'm always taking care of my son. Do what I can do, spend time with him and everything else. Because I'm a father. I gotta do what I gotta do. Other than that. But I do have the next episode for our Nanami episode, which is going to be dedicated to my son, his birthday. So it's going to be his. It's going to be his episode. So definitely check that out on the 18th of this month because his birthday is on tax day, which is the 15th. So the 18th, I will be having. He may be asleep, he may be awake, we don't know. But that topic is going to be on cartoons and animes for children to watch. It's going to be the actual topic, and I do have a nice little trailer show that's. I've been kind of known about, and let's just say it's something to do with Digimon. So let's put it like that. That's the trailer. Okay. So that's the trailer I have in store for it because I found out something, and I think I want to show this trailer like at the end of this, so we can be prepared for this. So, but yeah, definitely check it out every other Friday at 9:30. I know this week we have is the Vitoverse for Vito, so his is actually this week coming up, and the following week is mine's. So his, I think, is 8:30. I think his is a little bit early, 8 or 8:30 sometimes. Yeah, because his is actually like an hour or an hour and a half earlier than mine's. Yeah. So definitely check him out next week around that time. I don't know what his topic is. Mine's is going to be the following week around 9:30, if possible. So we got that set up and ready to go.
Cool. All right, Geronimo.
Word. Yeah. So again. It's just I have my stream from the Switch 2 Direct is out. Mostly just me watching it real time, so everything from start to finish. I did get a video out yesterday, pretty much just giving my thoughts on how I'm feeling about the games, what we saw, pricing, pretty much a lot what we talked about here. Some next content we'll be working on. The one I mentioned in one of the previous episodes of the Sandstorm show about from the Switch 1 Direct, those certain PlayStation games that are making their way over, like Patapon and Hot Shots Golf. That's still in the works, and now we're kind of seeing how things are looking. I'm still going to work on getting it out. I'm trying to get out this week for sure. The one that's actually going to be next, I'm going to do a video on some of our third-party games on Switch 2 that have been confirmed, like, you know, that have gameplay like, you know, Cyberpunk and everything, and how might be seeing a shift on third-party development on Nintendo. Less of the port studios like Panic Button and you know, Saber, Turn Me Up Games, the whole 9 yards. I think we're going to see more in-house. So I want to do a video kind of talking about that and how I think that could go for the Switch 2 generation and 10th generation in general. I guess not exactly in the sphere of Nintendo, but I did get the digital deluxe of South of Midnight. It's an Xbox game that came out. It's a bit different. It's more like kind of more of a PS2 GameCube era type of action adventure game, but it's set in like the deep south, like kind of like New Orleans, Louisiana type deep south. So it's like swampy and murky, and it's got like a gothic twist to it. I'm gonna be playing through that, and I'm gonna try and get a video. Well, not try. I will get a video out on that probably before the end of the month, because it officially comes out April 8th, so in a few days. And it's also on PC. Now, I would not be surprised if this finds its way on PlayStation and Switch 2 in the future if Xbox is trying to move everything everywhere. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just more videos on Switch 2 coming up. We're gonna keep up on some other updates as we get going. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, thanks for watching. Man.
All right. So as for us, you know how it is. Every Saturday at 9 o'clock. No, that's wrong, because we don't go on at 9 o'clock. Every Saturday at 7 o'clock.
Yep. You're right.
Oh man.
We are here every Saturday at 7 o'clock p.m. You can find us on the Stormcast, where we talk about gaming all the time and the business moves of gaming and how we love these moves that these companies make, and they're always interesting moves. Tomorrow is the Winging It podcast, where you can find me and Jack on the Winging It podcast. I can't give you the topic. I don't want to hint it to you. Just know that you heard it somewhere before.
Yeah.
And then Monday is the Jill podcast, the Juices Loose podcast, where chances are we're probably talking about the same stuff. Crazy, right? So make sure you show up for that. Both, actually, all three podcasts start at the same time. So the Sandstorm show starts at 7 o'clock on Saturday. The Winging It podcast starts at 7 o'clock on Sunday. And the Jill podcast starts at 7 o'clock on Monday. So make sure you guys show up for that. And real quick, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I know some people have. Make sure you subscribe to everybody who's here, as well as my Winging It podcast brothers and my Jill brothers. And other than that, thank you to Ahsoka Tano. Appreciate you. Came a little bit late, but that's okay. Better late than never. Never late is better. Shout out to my moderators, Dark Void, Exodia, who just realized that he was a
yeah, I saw that. I was like, wait, what?
Surprise!
Right, that was kind of crazy.
Surprise!
Grant Smith, J Biggs.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Taz, for coming through. Really appreciate you coming through. As a new person to our channel, Triple M showed up in the building. Squared showed up. T-Vaz, who I'm pretty sure is Poison, right? Pretty sure, because your symbol doesn't change, just the name.
Yeah.
Yinny Yao, Joyce J, thank you for coming through. And then we also have Vito here. So shout outs to Vito, and as well that he will be hosting the Vitoverse this coming Friday. And we'll have more information on what time that will be. So thank you all for coming through. Oh, quick pray out. Father God, thank you for allowing us to have the safe space that we talked about, things that we really love to talk about. We just thank you for the opportunity that you have given us to be able to do these things. And as we move forward with our night, we just say thank you for watching over all the individuals who were not only in the chat, but who were also on the panel talking today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 All right. We will see you guys later. Peace.
Deuces.